you know, I was waiting for all this amazing revelations, and the only thing I got was a female voice in my head saying, stop poisoning yourself. And then I would ask another question, stop poisoning yourself. Whatever I asked, it was like, stop poisoning yourself.
It really is just common sense, but people are lacking it. Like you gave the example of someone running and saying zombie. I wouldn't believe that at face value.
There's blood all over them, bro.
Yeah, but look, my rational being tells me zombies don't exist.
Wait, is this a real Indian guy in the jungle or in the trip?
In my dreams, it seemed like an Indian.
It was in the trip, right?
Yeah. But he was calling me bro, so I don't know why.
It was Andreas.
I don't know why.
And I just remember thinking, I'm dead. Like, I can't believe I just killed myself. Like, that's crazy. And I was thinking about it, and then I snapped out of it, and I was just like,
Be perceptive of yourself. That's the most difficult thing. You know, what am I thinking? Why am I thinking it?
It's insane how, you know, what's his name, Anthony Fauci in America, he's you know, openly admitted now in court that, you know, the stupid rules, like you got to wear a face mask, or was it 2 meters apart or something, he just made them all up and the whole world used those rules.
So we want to make sure that people know exactly what they get, and then, you know, we're raising the bar. We've got a lot of new products coming out, and something that needs to be done, because I'm aware what goes on in the industry, and people are paying for products that they're not receiving. You don't catch a virus. You can't catch a virus from me. I can't catch a virus from
A
you.
virus is just shit leaving your body.
Your body's toxic and it's cleaning itself out, yeah? Saying to myself, to the young Dorian, fucking respect, mate. Action.
What's happening, my peeps? Now today we got a very special guest on. The man needs absolutely no introduction at all, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. It's the Dorian Yates, 6 times Mr. Olympia, the best British bodybuilder that has ever hit the stage, arguably the best bodybuilder in the world of all time. So,
and in case you didn't hear properly, I got my name on my shirt as well. Yeah. Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Sweet, man. Let's get on.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is probably going to be one of the most interesting episodes we've done so far. Not only because we've got Dorian on, but because we're all going to be smoking this episode.
Yeah.
You know when you say when you say we'll be all smoking, what do you mean by that exactly?
You're second hand.
Second hand.
Yeah, but you said out there you was going to, you know?
Oh, do you know what? If you want to see someone go schizophrenic,
it pulled the schizo paranoia
if you want
card, which you can't really argue with that, you know.
If you want to see it,
Go yield when they pull that one out.
If the viewers want to see it, I'll do it right here. I'll go mad in front of everyone.
We got some tampons out there if you... He wants to see it.
He wants to see it.
I think the viewers want to see it. I think it would be entertaining.
Let me get to about 50 and then I'll do it. I swear I'll do it.
The podcast a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
What exactly are you worried about with it though?
Well, do you know what happened, Joe? When I was younger, I smoked too much weed. It definitely gave me... It's not for everyone, is it? And what I found is that people with more hyperactive tendencies, like maybe a bit of ADHD, it works well with them, and I'm not that. I'm the opposite. I'm more towards the autistic side. I can't.
You're autistic?
A little bit. My brain's... I'm an overthinker, and I'm a bit autistic in the way that I am, and I feel that it doesn't work well with people that are like me.
It doesn't work well for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got,
I just categorize it.
We have a cannabinoid system, and actually you can get testing kits now to see level of your cannabinoids in your system and what kind of cannabis might work for you or might give you bad symptoms and everything. So
there's an actual test for that.
So there's getting more, there's more technology and everything coming along, because the weed has been selectively bred to get higher and higher in THC and lower in CBD, which is the natural balance. So CBD calms you down and takes away the anxiety from the THC, but it's been bred to like be a bit, everyone wants more THC. So it is too strong for many people. The THC can give you anxiety, and it depends on your own chemistry. If it don't make you feel good, don't do it.
It doesn't. Even the CBD, it gets me a bit paranoid. I think I just overthink.
It's just like that's.
It could have been. Yeah, I could have bought it on myself. I could have done it myself. But do you know what it is? It's just I think too much, and I think when I smoke weed, I think about thinking too much, and that's the biggest problem with me.
I stop
to think. I stop thinking too much, and I start bugging out about it. So I'll be sitting there, and start thinking about, am I breathing properly? And I'll be like. I'll be doing stuff like
Kind of
that.
anxiety.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, oh, but they're gonna think I'm not breathing, and I keep doing weird shit, and then if I'm walking down the street, I'll be like, am I walking properly? And by the end of it, I'll be walking like a robot trying to walk properly. Like it's just my brain works.
It's not
weird,
for
bro.
everyone's metabolism. You know?
It's not, yeah.
I'm married. My wife don't smoke. She don't feel well. She smokes it. She feels a bit anxious. So it's not for everybody, but it's for some people, it's a powerful medicine. And there's a lot of potential that I think we don't realize as a medicine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an absolute lightweight. I'll admit that. I did used to smoke when I was in my teenage years for a few years, but I used to smoke to get high, and then I'd smoke like 2 or 3 a day, the strong stuff, and you just realise it was like banging me out. And then one day I was just like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I didn't do it, and then only later in life have I started smoking it a little bit differently, for different reasons to calm down.
I didn't smoke a lot when I was training. Just it was almost like occasional.
Yeah.
And then when I finished, I learned more about it and learned about the benefits. Plus, so I liked it as a recreational thing. So it was recreational and with anti-inflammatory, antioxidant benefits and stuff that I learned about that I had no clue of when I was younger. So
there's so many benefits though as well, and it's almost been demonized. The thing.
Well, it was a medicine forever, for many thousands of years until around 1920 or something, where you have the medicines and the oil industry, many forces that were against it and criminalized it, and for no good reason. So good now that it's getting more available, more information, it's getting legal, and it's legal in a lot of states in the US, it's legal in Germany. I live in Spain, it's like halfway there. You can have it in your residence, you can grow for yourself, and I'm a member of a private club, so you can go there and, I don't think there's any point in banning anything. I don't think there's any reason to ban cannabis because it's not particularly dangerous, but even heroin or anything, there's no point banning it and punishing people for using it and creating a criminal market. It's better to just make everything legal,
tax it,
put the money into education, and bring the prices down, bring the criminality out of it. I mean, they do it in Portugal. As far as possession, it's not a criminal offense to possess any kind of drug. So then you're not punishing people for being an addict or for...
I definitely agree. The problems would definitely decrease with ACID, obviously, if they just made it legal, even for like harder drugs.
Yeah, making something legal is not encouraging it. It's just people are going to do it anyway. They made alcohol.
It's their body.
Illegal.
If you want to do something to your own body, I guess it's.
Have you seen Portugal though? What's going on over there? Well, they got a mad heroin epidemic. I don't know if it was now or if it was before, but it was crazy. They had a really, really bad problem, and I can't remember what they did to solve it, but they had a really bad heroin problem. They made it
decriminalized.
They made it illegal, and then it went mad, and then they decriminalized it, and it went lower.
Yeah,
so
if you decriminalize it, it's not a problem anymore. Is it?
No, that means the amount of people that were on heroin stopped.
It slowed down.
Why did they even
You can't stop people from doing something if they want to do it. It's better to just concentrate on educating people, and then they can make better choices maybe. But you can't stop people from drinking alcohol by making it illegal. They did that already in the 1920s in the US. So
you turn it into a taboo. That's mad.
Pointless exercise.
Just creating a whole underground trade with it, like that. But I definitely believe that the sort of education around cannabis is just it's a little bit nefarious, if anything. Like,
there's a lot of information out there, but it's kind of hard. You have to go look for it. It's not really promoted because it's not convenient. It could work better than a lot of medicines, and of course, that's a lot of money.
That's what I mean. Like, the people believe that, cannabis is bad, and then they put so much trust and faith in like allopathic medicines.
Well, people believe cannabis is bad because that's the information that they have. That's the information that they've been given by the media and so on. But that information is controlled by powerful forces. That it's not beneficial to have cannabis to be accessible and people to know about it. So
they call it a drug.
Fortunately, more information is coming out now, and hopefully more into research on how to use it for how best to use it for various things. People use it themselves and kind of finding out, but being good if they had more research into it.
I mean, certainly Big Pharma must hate the whole cannabis thing becoming legal.
Well, it's not profitable for them. It's we can think about all these dark forces and everything, but it's a bit simpler than that. It's a business. It's there to make money, and if they're not making a profit, they're not interested. So if something's not profitable for the pharmaceutical industry, why would they invest money in research in it? So that's kind of how it is. But people are using it, and they're curing themselves with it regardless. But it would be great if it was more available and more information, and people understood that it's every medicine has side effects, though. It's a powerful medicine, so you can have side effects, but relative to other medicines, you can never die. You can never overdose. You can never die from cannabis, of course.
Why don't the pharmaceutical companies start selling weed then? Why are they not just jumping onto that?
Look at some of the things it does. Like, for example, cannabis.
It's curing stuff, isn't it?
It cures cancer.
Also, you can't patent it unless you're going to change it from a natural form to something that's patentable. If you can't patent it.
Look how much money the pharmaceutical companies make so much money from chemotherapy. They make billions and billions.
They're not trying to cure stuff, are they? They're trying to
they don't want. They're trying obviously, that's how they lose it. If everyone's cured and not sick,
say you're cured of cancer.
Yeah.
The term is you're in remission.
Remission, exactly. Like it's going to come back at some point.
Well, probably will.
Well, that means holding it back, innit?
If your immune system's destroyed from the poisons of the chemotherapy, then of course you're probably going to get sick later on. So, as far as cancer, I personally know people that have used it and cured their own cancer. So that's my personal experience. Plus, there's thousands of people you can find on the internet. If anyone's interested, there's a movie called Run From the Cure. That's a great one.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, Run From the Cure. It's Rick Simpson who cured his own skin cancer, and then he went on to make the medicine that he made, the concentrated cannabis oil, and just made it and gave it for hundreds of people that cured their own cancer as well. And it made this movie called Run From the Cure. And you can get it on YouTube, I think. So there's all documented cases of people that, before and after. So it works, but is it an exact science? How much to use, how long, for which type of cancer? We don't know. But people have used it. So if you're interested, go watch that movie. That'll tell you a lot.
Mm.
Well, we should talk about something else apart from
That's the opener, though, isn't it? We had to get started.
Yeah. But look at that. I guess
that's mad.
You know what? I know you've done other psychedelics like shrooms and DMT before.
Ayahuasca as well.
Ayahuasca, yeah. So
is that the drink?
My whole journey started with cannabis. It's been around me anyway, from Birmingham when I was growing up. I used to smoke when I was a teenager. I started bodybuilding, and then I thought, I have to give up all the unhealthy things and drinking and smoking and everything like that. I could just consider it to be a recreational drug, probably not that good for you. I'll give it up. And afterwards, I lived in Amsterdam a little bit and spent time there, and a lot of time in the bookstores reading about cannabis and psychedelics. And this before there was much on the internet, so you got to sit down and read books. And I had a lot of time on my hands and research.
So this was after you finished bodybuilding?
And I was going through a lot of personal changes and questions and stuff like that after my sporting career, which is quite common, I guess. And then I read about DMT and ayahuasca, and eventually got to do that, and learned a lot from those experiences. And actually I led 3 camps in Costa Rica, which 20 people came to each camp.
So with the
a
shaman,
lot of people from the fitness
was you the
industry
shaman?
and so on.
Was you the shaman? No, because you said you led 3 camps, right?
Well, basically, I was the headliner to bring people there. So a lot of people that was from the gym industry, and they were maybe sitting on the fence. They were interested in ayahuasca.
I'm just imagining Dorian Yates, a shaman, walking around the circle.
With the cloak on.
That's a serious business. That's like, decades of training to become a shaman. So I wouldn't insult them by saying that I was a shaman. But I was just the name for the camp that brought people along. And it was a great experience, like 20 people at each camp. And everybody go through big changes and a big emotional upheavals, and
it's life changing though, isn't
things
it?
like that. I mean, that's the thing that I heard the most.
Yeah.
Tonight has been the most pivotal night of my life, or some words to that effect is what I heard so many times. So it was great to be a part of that. That I learned things myself, and then I brought other people you know, that maybe we're interested in it or curious.
Yeah.
But they're like, hey, maybe that's a hippie thing, or, you know, it's not for me. But because I was doing it, they were like, okay, maybe I'll go do it with Dorian. And yeah, it was great. Like,
Can you tell us about your trips?
I mean, it's frustratingly difficult to describe.
You was doing ayahuasca, right? So that's the drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ayahuasca is a blend of two plants. It's basically, the psychedelic is DMT.
Yeah.
But there's another plant in there that allows the DMT to stay in the system for many hours. So yeah, you got.
I heard there's a form of ayahuasca that comes off the frog's back or something as well.
No, it's a form of DMT.
So it's just the bark.
That's 5-ME or DMT. That's off the frog, and the bark is another DMT. So it's very similar. And ayahuasca is DMT, but it's kind of drawn out for a long time. So if you take straight DMT, it's probably like a 10-minute. But very intense journey.
Like, we've done it before, and it's more like 3-4 minutes, but
yeah,
you feel like you're in it for half an hour.
You know, time is not even a thing, right? It doesn't exist while you're doing it, so it's hard. But ayahuasca lasts for many hours, and it's also very, how do you say,
detoxifying.
Yeah, you're probably going to eliminate stuff, yeah? So you're probably going to throw up, you might shit yourself, you might cry, you might laugh, you might...
Oh, damn it.
Do a lot of involuntary movements and stretching and just things. It's just like your body's cleaning stuff out. And because we store a lot of emotions in your body as well, emotions and traumas and stuff, they get trapped. So I think it's just a lot of shit that's coming out that you don't need anymore, and you're like cleansing yourself. So it's... as I say, a very difficult experience to describe. You see a different part of reality, I suppose.
Did you see any beings?
Not really beings. I have conversations and shapes and numbers. And yeah, I remember one guy was like an Indian guy was talking to me in the jungle. I'm just telling this story because it was just really funny.
Wait, is this a real Indian guy in the jungle or in the trip?
In my dreams, he seemed like an Indian.
It was in the trip, right?
Yeah. But he was talking. He was calling me bro, so I don't know why.
It was Andreas.
I don't know why a Peruvian Indian would be calling me bro. But
hey, bro.
He was like,
bro, you're
was it like an essay, like, hey, bro?
No, he was like, bro, why you got all that muscle? You're going to make too much noise when we're hunting. You're too big.
He actually wanted you to join.
It was like, why? And then you got it. I got it. Oh, you had to do that. I got it. Because for him, that was like, we're hunters. We're in the jungle. We need to be, quiet and slim and move fast. And
what time
it's like, you're big and bulky. Why are you doing this? We're supposed to be hunting. And it was just a funny conversation. It's like, you get it. You did that thing. And
did you take any like alternate meaning from that or anything, or like do you think it related to anything?
Just one of many experiences. It's just that it's funny when you're asking me, did I see somebody? It was just, but it's normally,
hey, bro.
Normally it's a female presence, the presence of the plant, the ayahuasca. That's why people call it mother, because it seems very feminine, and you just get just information, knowledge, perspectives, things that happen in your life. You see them maybe from different perspective, maybe from the guy that was the bad guy in your story. You see the story from his side, and then you just see things from different perspectives. You see your life, you see that there's more to reality than we picking up with our senses. But it's pretty much impossible to really describe very well, and everyone's experience is going to be different anyway, and every time is different. Sometimes you're just laughing at the relief that you realize that life is just kind of like, it's kind of like a play or a dream or a movie or something, and you just laugh with the relief at like, what the fuck was I worried about? This is just it's just a game that we're doing here. It's nothing is even real. Why is it taken so seriously?
You're a blip.
And it's just a real sense of relief that this is just a part of everything. Is not everything, and there is no beginning and end really. It's hard to describe until you feel it, until you see it. You
can't ever fully describe it.
But it gives me a whole different perspective on life, and kind of like, why would you worry about getting old and dying and all that stuff that you might worry about? Because it's all a bit of a fucking illusion anyway. So it gave me just a better perspective on everything, and like that we're all actually one thing.
Connected.
Everything is connected. We're all creator consciousness having an experience, and we're thinking we're all, oh, it's only me, and I don't know, and I'm scared, and I don't know what life's all about, and all this stuff, and it's this, what's that? It's all the same thing. All, you know, we're just having separate experiences, if that makes sense. So it's crazy that we're fighting each other, really, ultimately, because we're the same thing fighting itself, but we forgot. So yeah, it gives you that perspective on things. So for me, it was very valuable, but I haven't done any psychedelics for about 5 years because I feel like I learned what I needed to learn. It was a tool, and I stripped out a lot of stuff, traumas and everything that was holding me back. And I got to a point where it's like a tool, and I got to the point where I didn't really need the tool anymore. That's how I feel, but next year I might feel, wow, I need to go back, and something might call me back. But right now I feel like I've really learned a lot from it, but it's time to walk without it kind of thing. We walk without the sticks.
You've absorbed enough knowledge for now.
Yeah, and I can think in a totally different way that I could think before. There is no boundaries on my mind like that was there before, that is put there by society and whatever, you know, like limiting your thinking. I always had, I feel, a bigger box, you know. I always thought that school was indoctrination. I knew that way back then. I knew a lot of stuff, but this has given me like almost like you know, here's life, and I can zoom out more and look at it from a much bigger picture.
Yeah.
For instance, what's going on now with you can see there's a clear plan to cause division in this country, and it's very easy to fall into that. I feel myself sometimes like getting a bit upset, like, you know, what's happening in this country.
To get caught up in it.
But I remind myself not to get caught up in it, because that's ultimately
it's what they want.
With the control system, whatever you want to call it, that's what they would like to do. They would like to have a big conflict here, because then they can bring in more draconian rules and lock, and have no more gathering than 5 people now, or whatever they want to do. You know, in the name of controlling the chaos. First you cause chaos, and then, you know, it's order out of chaos. That's the thing,
that's
right?
Literally what
problem solution.
That is the problem.
Going on the street and fighting each other and all that. And I understand it. I understand the emotions that's triggered, but don't fall into the trap, guys. You know, especially young guys listening, because I know how you feel when you want to fight the world when you're 20 years old.
You want to find the enemy. It's like they point, and then you're
a soldier anyway. You just need somebody to fight. So somebody will point you and but it's not for your benefit. It's for their benefit. So, you know, just want to put that out there.
Yeah. Well, one thing's for certain. I don't think I'll ever try ayahuasca, because if I shit myself,
it's part of the process, isn't it?
I tell you, listen, I'm going to tell you the first time I did ayahuasca, and before you do ayahuasca, really, you should go on a cleanse before. So there's a dietary cleanse. There's no alcohol. There's no cannabis or anything like that. Any other mind-altering things. There'll be no milk, no meat, no sex for a couple of weeks. All this steps to prepare. Yeah,
this is
tough one. I know.
Difficult. Jesus.
Can it be like maybe just 1 week without it? Anyway, the first time I tried ayahuasca, I had heard about it, I had read about it, but I knew very little about it. It wasn't in the consciousness then. Nobody was really talking about it, or, you know, the internet wasn't talking about ayahuasca, or there was no YouTube or
when was
or
this?
anything
Do you remember what year it was?
It was about 2006, because I just met the lady that was to be my wife, and I said, we met and everything there in Brazil, and I said, you want to come to the Amazon? Let's go to the Amazon together. And I hired a guy with a boat and everything to take us on the Amazon for a few days. And I said to him, hey, can you get this ayahuasca stuff? And, you know, he's like, yeah, for a price, right? Of course. I don't even know what it was, right?
Did he
say bro? No. That wasn't the same one. But yeah, so here I am on a boat in the Amazon, ready to do this experience, you know? And the night before, I was drinking vodka and doing lines of coke in a bar, And now
So
I'm
you
doing
wasn't
ayahuasca.
cleansed.
So
Yeah,
it
you
was
wasn't
it was
cleansed.
really like the worst circumstances to do it in. I mean, I could have fucking died or something. I don't know. And nobody was there that knew anything that I was doing. So I was with this lady that became my wife, Gal, and we didn't know each other like a couple of weeks, right?
Oh wow, that's
So I said, look, I'm going to do this thing on the beach here tonight. Probably going to throw up, maybe shit myself and start coming up. Like, you're going to see me at my worst.
Don't judge me.
So if you still like me after that,
we're good.
yeah, we're good, mate.
I'll marry you.
So that's, unfortunately, I didn't shit myself, but I got really sick and, you know, I was waiting for all this amazing revelations, and the only thing I got was a female voice in my head saying, stop poisoning yourself. And then I would ask another question, stop poisoning yourself. Whatever I asked, it was like, stop poisoning
Stop
yourself.
poisoning yourself. What?
And then I thought, fuck this shit. This is, you know, this ayahuasca stuff's no good. And it was years later that I tried it again, and I'd stopped doing party drugs and drinking, and I'd stopped poisoning myself.
That
right?
was out of your system.
Yeah, and I went and I did it again, and like the voice came and she said, "Do you remember me?" And I was like,
back again.
I was like, "Yeah."
Shit.
And she said, "Are you afraid of me?" I said, "No, I'm not." No. And she said, "All right, I'm going to come and help you this time, and don't worry, you're not even going to throw up once this time." And I had an amazing experience. I didn't throw up, and then I realized what I thought was a useless experience the first time, when I just drank it and threw up and I got this stop poisoning yourself in your head, was not a useless experience.
I was telling
It
you.
was like, all you need to know right now, before you ask any other questions, smart guy, stop poisoning yourself, and then come back and talk to me later on. And that's actually what happened, but I didn't know until it had happened that was like the process.
Yeah.
It might have subconsciously got you on that path. You know, you heard that and it's stuck in your mind. And without you even knowing, you just stopped
Maybe it was a trigger to, like, you know,
Just kept you
for
in
that process to stop. And then later on, when I was in a bad place, I was going through some real business stress and everything. I was really getting depressed and I had trouble sleeping and everything. And I was doing yoga, and my yoga teacher said, "Hey, there's an ayahuasca thing like next week if you want to go." And at first I was like, "No, that stuff no good." And then I got a message through a friend of mine that said, "I got a message and it's some guys with liquid and you got to go and take it." And I don't know what it is, but I said, "Oh, shit." So I got a message to go to this camp, which I was not even going to go to. And then I got the second experience. And then further to that, a lot more when I went to Costa Rica and did other experiences. So yeah, it was amazing. It's like, it's like going through therapy, like, but in one night. It's like you've done months of therapy or something like that.
Did you ever
that's
get
general
that
feedback I get?
Did you ever? So that voice you got, did you ever get that again after that?
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
If you had to,
It's like your mother that knows everything and loves you and is going to come and take care of you. It's like this nurturing female spirit.
If you had
And I
to
don't know
describe
if it's
what she looks like,
No, there is no.
you couldn't get a
No, it's just, a presence.
present.
It's a female presence. You know it's female. It's nurturing. It's soft, but it's wise and powerful at the same time. And everybody perceives that it's female. It's just everyone's perception is that. But I don't see, in my mind.
Don't get an actual
Everyone has
view of it.
experiences different. Some people see beings, and it's always different every time.
Yeah. So with ayahuasca compared to DMT, would you say it's the same sort of trip,
Well,
but just obviously for
like
longer?
this is the way I see it: that your brain is a biological computer,
Yeah.
which contains data. So we come into the world, and whatever data's put in there, that's what we got, right?
Yeah.
But there must be a limit, like I don't know, whatever, how many megabytes, gigabytes, and
The hard drive space.
Oh yeah, there's hard drive space, yeah. But it's the same in your brain. So when you do DMT and you do like a really high dose of DMT, you have such an intense experience in 10 minutes. It seems like you know everything. You know the meaning of life, you know everything, right?
Yeah.
All this information's coming in, but it's like you can't really hold on to it. So afterwards, you're like, duh! You remember some of it, but not all of it.
It's always good to speak as soon as you come out.
Or
of
write it down or something.
I've got your recordings. You didn't even watch those. Like when you spoke about it
So-
afterwards.
That would be a good idea. If you spoke as soon as you recorded.
Yeah, that's what we
That's
did.
what we did.
As soon
10
as we
minutes.
come out, we always agreed that as soon as we come out, we'll say exactly what we saw, describe how it made us feel, and then we've got like a sort of
It's like a dream,
diary
innit?
of
It's
it,
like
yeah.
when you wake up in the morning, you have a dream. If you don't describe it, you'll forget it. You
forget it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's exactly
It's like that. But it's a very intense DMT. But I think ayahuasca is more. It's
like the raw
deeper.
thing.
It's more deeply spiritual and detoxing and everything like that. So I think, although DMT is kind of intense, I think it's more like, let's say, an introduction, like a little hello, for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But ayahuasca is much longer, and of course, the shaman's not just a guy that's just sitting there singing. It's really working with the plant and the energy and everything. Yeah. And they do these songs, they're called icaros, and they'll be individualized for you. So you'll meet the shamans before it starts, and you'll have a little conversation with them, so they get to know you a little bit.
Yeah.
And why are you here, and what are you about, and all this stuff, yeah?
It's like the Amazonian people's version of like a priest or something.
Yeah. And is using his voice, or, your voice is just a vibrational tool, right?
Yeah.
So he's sending vibrations to you, or she, or both, depending on what they see. I don't know what they see, yeah?
Just clocked what you just said.
Yeah, you have but you're a separate female and male.
Yeah, there's only two.
Yeah. So the camp that I go to, they have a male, he comes around, and then the female comes around, and they both sing icaros for you. So there'll be an individual, depending on what they see in you, and sometimes they have to spend a long time with somebody that's got something really... I mean, I've seen people like screaming and banging their head on the... You're like, just really like... It looks like a full-on exorcism. If you were coming from a church perspective, that's what you would call it. But they're just like removing bad energy. Like, it's just a label, whatever you want to put it on. And a lot of people after that, they don't even remember, but they just feel like, oof, whatever was stuck is
gone.
out.
Yeah. I mean, so I've done DMT. I think it's like three or four times now, and every single time I know it's obviously probably not as intense as the ayahuasca, but I felt from it, I gave a similar example to what you said. So imagine your brain is like a computer, a PC, and it's been on I'm 38 years old, it's been on for 38 years and never done like a reboot or closed the background programs. And then when you come out of the DMT, you just feel like I've just done a reboot. I'm I can see as clear as possible. I feel calm, peaceful. It's like I've had a reboot sort of thing.
Yeah, and you're probably in a better state to receive more new information.
Yeah.
Because we're very stubborn about information we've got, like especially if you invested time and emotion in it, and somebody comes along and tells you that's not right.
Not
you get quite defensive about it, but this gives you like it clears you out, and you're like, okay, that could be. Could be possible.
Yeah, you're more sensitive to other perspectives.
Yeah,
like normally
you're more accepting of that might be.
Yeah.
Or it might look both ways. Depends on the way you're sitting.
Yeah.
Perspective. The same thing can look different to different people.
You're definitely more objective. Like you're able to.
Well, it feels like there's more going on in it. So it feels like whatever you feel, like whatever problems you have, they're just so small because the universe. I don't want to say the universe, but everything else is so big. There's just more in it. Just feels like.
Yeah, you're a part of everything.
Yeah,
just
feels
aware
like
of this part at the moment.
Worrying about haircuts is nonsense.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I remember when I come out of it, I just thought,
don't
worrying
tell me
about haircuts. What the fuck are we worrying about haircuts? What am I on about?
Yeah. Hey, we're here to be here, right? We're here to have this experience of being a human being. Yeah. So, we get our haircut, right?
Even if it's bad, that's one thing that I come out of.
How do you know what's bad?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's all just experience, isn't it? Like, it doesn't really matter because we're only here for this small amount of time, and it's so insignificant that it's like, just accept it for what it is and just take it as it comes. It's bad, good, whatever. It's just experience.
I remember the very first time I done DMT was in the height of was it lockdown number 2, innit?
I think so. Yeah.
Lockdown number 1 or lockdown number 2. I had my gym open. I was like one of the only businesses.
I remember, respect for that, mate. Respect.
Yeah, I remember I was like publicly saying, right, I'm not close. So obviously we had, anywhere between like 20 to 50 police officers standing outside the door a day. It was a really stressful time in my life. And then right in the heat, in the middle of that, we did DMT for my first time, and it was just like, wow.
That was a good use of public money then, putting 50 police officers outside your gym, trying to stop you from staying fit.
You know what?
Healthy. Could have just had the vaccine. What are you fucking doing keeping your gym open?
How dare I? That's fucking nuts. But yeah, that just literally reset me, and I was like, the very first high actually.
Doesn't that seem surreal?
It
Was
was
that 2020? Is like, did that really happen or not?
yeah.
Like, it's almost like that, right? Like
It was like a
movie,
weird
right?
trauma.
like a bad movie.
yeah, a bad movie.
But I noticed during the lockdown, I got this Apple box. You know, the movies come up like the top 20 or something.
Yeah.
Like the top 10 were like Contagion
All
or
about
something.
yeah.
They made about 10 Hollywood movies preempting the situation in
Yeah.
people's minds before it actually.
And it's like,
happened.
even right now, there's that film Civil War. Have you seen that one?
Yeah,
That one came out a couple of months ago or something. And now we seem to have the beginning stages of civil war erupting in this country. It's fucking nuts, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, if you want to know what's happened, or what is trying to be preempted to happen,
just watch
just watch the movies. Yeah.
Maybe that's what's sparking everything, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's giving everyone ideas. Release 10 movies about a virus, and then there's a guy in the head office of a pharmaceutical company. He's like, "I'm going to release virus. That's a good idea." And like with the Civil War
It
stuff,
made people
maybe-
to learn to be afraid of something invisible, like invisible.
Oh yeah.
And you could have the invisible killer as well. You stay away from me and you invisible killers. Personally, I knew it was bollocks and I didn't give a shit, and did as
Common
much as I could
sense.
to, like, you know, not wear a mask and not comply with the with nonsense. Yeah, and now
Control
it's like
mechanisms.
all the people that was like shouting so loud about it, and, you know, telling, if you don't have the vaccine, basically you're a murderer or whatever, whatever they were saying. They're embarrassingly quiet now. Yeah,
They've disappeared.
dangerous people, man.
I remember when it
They
first
were
happened.
coercing people into taking something that's very clearly now very, very dangerous for your health. Yeah,
Untested drug.
a bit silly if you took it, but the people that were pushing it, they're guilty of a crime. That's honestly what I think.
It's insane how, you know, what's his name, Anthony Fauci in America. He's you know, openly admitted now in court that, you know, the stupid rules, like you got to wear a face mask, or was it 2 meters apart or something? He just made them all up, and the whole world used those rules.
Yeah,
He's
plus-
openly admitted that now.
Plus, he suppressed all the correct information that were coming from the real, you know, the real experts.
Like that is prison. We're talking prison time, but he's not in prison. It's fucking nuts.
If you read a book called The Real Anthony Fauci by Robert Kennedy Jr., I mean, you will not believe
yeah.
what this guy and Bill Gates is responsible for, how much murder, millions they're responsible for around the world. Check that book out.
Yeah.
It's got all the, the documentation on all the vaccines, basically.
Yeah.
Even the ones that we thought were helpful or not.
None of them. Thankfully, I was awakened to all of this before all of my children were born.
Yeah.
So my children
Me
have
too.
not had a single injection in their life. Like,
I remember when it all kicked off, yeah, and you was like, you was inside your house.
How can you allow somebody to inject something into your child, yeah, and you don't even fucking know what's in there?
it's insane.
And
Common sense
nobody will
is-
nobody will show you the insert
Yeah.
of what's even in there. And who asked? Nobody would even ask. That's moronic.
I mean, one of the key
You're supposed to protect your
ingredients in
children, man. I protect my children against whoever can be a threat to them, and that's by educating them. And no vaccines for my kids.
Would you have put them in your kids, Donny?
No.
You don't have kids.
I don't have kids, but I wouldn't have put them in my kids. But I was gonna say, yeah, when it first kicked off, yeah, it was day 2, and they were like, people are dying around the world, and I was like, oh my god, people are dying around the world. I'm gonna stay in my house. And he was like, I don't believe in this. I'm going out. And you just started hitting the roads, like, and I was like, this guy is crazy. He's gonna end up dying. Like, why'd you know straight away? How did you just know?
It's literally common sense.
Well,
This
it's
is
not
what I'm
common
saying.
sense if mass people are saying people are dying around the
but
world.
You'd be surprised how many people don't have common sense, and you know, you grow up thinking, assuming most people have common sense. I've learned.
Someone comes in this building right now, yeah, and goes, there's zombies outside and they're killing bare people, they've got blood all over them, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna have to, like, maybe think there might be zombies out
because
there.
that is just him telling me.
No, but why do you not? But so you're gonna go outside and risk it?
I believe
Well, you're
your
not gonna-
story about zombies as much as I believe the one about the COVID.
Well, but I'm just trying to say, yeah, but he's coming with blood all over him. Like,
Yeah.
you have to believe it to a
All right, I'll
certain
tell you
degree,
what,
to a certain degree, and then make a decision.
I'll tell you what, I
But you
wouldn't-
was out on day 2. You was like out on the road. You was like doing your stuff, going. Everyone was inside the house worried about dying of COVID.
Well,
you was
know
like
what you gotta
out on
do,
the
right?
roads.
Mate, if you educate yourself, yeah, and you understand how things work, you know ahead of time
Yeah.
You can predict. You know the system. You know how it works, and you know ahead of time. And the fact that they were planning for something, ahead of time, tells you they're going to do it.
So you knew that before? You knew there was a plan before, kind of thing?
I mean, you can go back and listen to Jay-Z and Kanye West singing about or rapping about COVID-19 in 2012, bro.
Really? But
2012.
they're not that reliable. I wouldn't be like, but Jay-Z and Kanye West told me there's going to be COVID. I would be like, that's where I'm basing my shit.
Predictive programming. How can they be singing about it in 2012?
What do you mean? What did they say anyway?
Nobody knew about it until 2020, mate.
But what did they say about it, though?
It doesn't matter. They just mention it in their songs, or they mention it in the movie, or they mention it. There was not a term COVID-19 apparently until 2020, right? So now they're singing about it.
What songs were they in?
I don't know. I heard it, but it's
That's mad.
and it's you'll find it in movies and everything. So
there's a lot of that programming. Yeah, songs, movies. We know it goes on in all of that shit. Anyway.
And
Simpsons, especially.
The Simpsons.
I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that personally in my circle of people. I'm not saying there wasn't anybody. I don't know anybody that died of a virus. I'm not even going to give it that name because it was never isolated or you couldn't tell.
It's never scientifically been proven to
exist. Yeah. So I don't personally know anybody that died from a virus during that period.
Convid.
But I do know people that died after having the vaccine.
Yeah, that's
absolutely. Personally, know 4 or 5 people. There's no other reason, no other explanation.
I think now everybody knows someone or is related to someone who has died from the COVID vaccine now. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah. Or
do you know someone or know of someone?
Not really.
No.
But I don't know anyone who died of any of them. Like, there's always, you could always say that someone died of COVID vaccine, but they could have died of anything. And you could always say someone died of COVID, and they could have died of anything.
Look at, you remember, what's this bloody hell, my head's gone out from the
when there's a healthy person that dies suddenly with a massive blood clot in the middle of the night, that's not usual.
In their 30s or 20s.
You just kind of look at the statistics, how many people have collapsed during professional sports in the last year is equal to the 35 years before it.
What, are you talking about bodybuilders though?
Sorry?
Are you talking about bodybuilders?
No, I'm talking about football players.
Oh, okay, yeah, I heard about that.
Well, I mean, bodybuilders as well. What's his name painted on the wall right here? Sean,
Well, bodybuilders die anyway, right? But there's been more, taking anabolic steroids not good for your, vascular system, heart over a long time, high doses, whatever. But if you put the vaccine in there, which is obviously causing massive blood clots, the two together is definitely increasing the risk, right?
But I mean, when have we seen this many footballers literally dropping dead on the football pitch,
and young people getting
guys in the crowd just dropping dead? I don't remember ever this happening before.
But then he definitely had the vaccine though.
Yeah. I mean, most people got the vaccine. Most people did it.
Yeah, that's true. Probably a lot of footballers as well.
I haven't got
footballers
the statistics.
definitely did it.
It'll be nice if we had the statistics. I haven't got them with me, but there's massive increases in cancer.
Everything.
Massive increases.
They're calling them
heart attacks.
turbo cancers as well. They're growing differently, these tumours.
It's mad.
So you dodged the bullet.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like what I was saying. It's like we were going back to why I didn't believe it. Common sense. It really is just common sense, but people are lacking it. Like you gave the example of someone running and saying zombie. I wouldn't believe that at face value.
There's blood all over them though.
Yeah, but look, my rational being tells me zombies don't exist. So, but this person's coming in saying they do. So, right, I'll just go and check. I'll look out the window. Yeah.
Yeah, but but you went out the door. That's what I'm trying to say. You went out your door when it happened. You weren't like.
Let me explain to you why.
You went out your door on the roads. He was like, I'm gonna go check.
What?
And you basically
explain to you
COVID.
why.
You poked it.
Yeah, but
to check.
They had all these videos getting shared around on WhatsApp and social media of people in China in Wuhan province.
Yeah, they're called actors.
Dropping dead in the street. So right, that's what's going on in Asia right now. Yeah, I'm gonna just assume that's real. Yeah. If that's real, the second they say it landed here, because I remember the day they said, right, we've had our first case tested here in the UK. I thought, right, within the next couple of days, we should be seeing videos of that happening here. but it never came, did it?
Yeah, no, that's
It
true.
wasn't the Black Plague. There wasn't carts on the street picking up.
See, that's what I was.
So the
thinking. I
initial-
was scared of that. I was like, ooh,
But
boy.
that's what I'm saying. That was what the initial fear was.
Yeah.
Everyone
Black
saw
Plague.
the videos, so now they're scared of that happening. But then the second you're told it's now here, but you don't see that happening, that's the link between common sense there that is gone. Like
Yeah, no, of
people
course, of course,
carried
of course.
on believing what they were being told, even though their eyes are showing them something different.
I'm just saying the time it took you was very quick, and the time it took me, I maybe took about another week. You know, I had about 7 days. You was like day one. You was out on hitting the roads. You was like, let me go and see what's going on. Like, I was like, why weren't you even? Why did you know straight away?
Suspicious when the government and the
Anything
whole
the government
system is
does.
trying to like
Oh,
force you
I
to
said
take it.
a few days, 100%.
Did the
I was
government
like,
ever
yeah.
force you to take 4,000 IUs of vitamin D a day because it's good for your health?
or vitamin C, which is known to help cure
I suppose when you
cancer.
say it like that, if the government's doing something, then it must be kind of bad.
Listen,
Something
anything
nefarious.
the
You
government-
got to look at history. When in history did the government ever care about the people?
Yeah, no, that's true.
When
that's
in
it
history
right
did
there.
the government murder and fuck the people?
Yeah.
Pretty much always.
That's
So
always
That's
the
it.
case.
That's
no.
the common sense
why,
right
why
there.
would you trust these people? Like,
All of a sudden, just actually, they're telling the truth this time. You know,
true.
like this.
It's true. It's true.
no,
It's
yeah,
true.
I see it was an attack on the human race. It was an attack on
100%.
our DNA.
100%. They're moving. I honestly believe right now, everything that's happening, we're moving towards modern day slavery. You know, this whole system that's created is basically we're slaves.
The whole system is a slavery system. I mean, the fact that right from when you get your birth certificate,
Yeah,
you're a slave to the system. But
it's just being
there's,
excelled. lately.
there's movement, there's loopholes. What they're trying to do is close it.
Yeah,
So
they're,
that
they're
you
really
you know.
up in the ante the last few years. I mean, COVID was like a massive shift change of gear or whatever. They tried to take it from like second gear to gear 6 in like
Yeah, but
in one
I
day.
think in a way, COVID was a good thing.
100%.
Because it was a
opened up
stimulus
a lot of third
for
eyes,
people
you know?
to question and awake, where
Yeah.
before they kind of just go about their business and assume that everything was okay and they could trust the government. And at least now people are saying, hold on,
Yeah.
yeah, something
people
ain't
know.
right. And I'm going to
Something's not
start,
right.
you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start questioning other things because that wasn't right.
Yeah.
And then
Before you know
then
it-
you go down a whole rabbit hole, the whole thing starts snowballing, and then people start waking up. So I think it was almost a necessary thing because none of us change unless something traumatic happens.
Yeah.
Normally because we're just comfortable and we carry on, and that's
truly
that's
how
how
you learn
life
though, from a
goes, yeah?
difficult trauma or
there's
something.
a trauma, and it's it's made everybody think, and we're still going through it, man. But I believe in a positive conclusion to all this because I had this message actually in my last ayahuasca camp, and I had to tell all the people 2019, so that's before anything happened. So I said, this is the message that I got that I wanted to tell all the group, but I don't know the specifics of this. But was shown to me that the planet will go through something like a childbirth. Yeah. So childbirth is very
Is
traumatic.
this that same voice again?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the female telling me childbirth is traumatic, right?
Yeah.
It's blood and shit and pain and screaming and all this, right? But out of the trauma, pain comes a beautiful new life.
Yeah.
So that the planet would go through that. So it's going to be a bumpy ride, man. But to get where we need to get, I think that's what we got to get through. So it'll go one way or another. It'll go very dark or very light. I'm on the side of the light, I'm putting my energy towards that and trying to not stick my head in the sand about the negative things because I'm aware of what's going on and what's happening, but I'm trying to not get emotionally drawn into it and get my energy brought down because that's the way it works.
You know, the biggest fuck you can give to these I just call them negative energies out
Yeah.
there. You know, the people trying to bring us into modern day slavery or whatever, the cabal, the deep state, whatever we want to call them. The best thing we can do is to look after ourselves.
Yes.
Pure, healthy, strong men that can look after their family. That is the biggest fuck you we can give to them right now. So
High energy, everything's Sophia, yeah? Everything's to bring your energy down, your frequency down. It's
What did
all
you say,
fear.
Sophia?
No, fear.
Oh,
Fear, negative energy.
Sorry,
yeah.
they
sorry,
work
sorry,
off
sorry.
fear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
You know, the
what
fear
happens
of
if you're really
COVID?
afraid? What did they say about the fucking deer in the headlights?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're frozen in fear, and you can't think then. You
Yeah.
can't rational. You can't think properly when you're scared. So they're keeping you
Because
scared all the
survival
time,
mode.
yeah?
We're in
Scared you can't
survival
eat.
mode.
Scared you're not going to have a roof on your head. Scared about the war. Scared about something, man.
Yeah.
Like, tune out of it, you know?
Don't you guys just think that, like, maybe because you guys say it like it's like a group of people that started all this and they're trying to control everyone? Do you not just think it's all like individual things happening separately and it happens to be a coincidence?
Nothing's random.
No,
Nothing's
definitely
random.
no, man.
World events, I can tell you, world events are planned decades ahead, man.
By what, like a group like the Freemasons or something like that? Do you mean like something like that?
Groups, and they go up and they go higher. Freemasons are just, you know, it's levels, right?
Everything's
so you get to
like a pyramid.
level, you don't know what the next level knows. So, yeah, there's small groups of people and corporations, man.
You don't think that,
Corporations are more powerful than countries.
what about if there
Look
was
at
just some
BlackRock
guy-
and Vanguard. They own the world.
Yeah, but
Like,
what if there was
they
some
literally
CEO? There's a CEO of a pharmaceutical company who goes, "Do you know what we should do? We should release that shit and just see what happens, and then sell the thing,
released
sell the
anything,
vaccine. No, but sell the vaccine for it afterwards. Like there was just one.
I mean,
dude.
that's what they did.
Yeah,
isn't
no,
it?
but one guy he was just mad. He was sniffing mad lines, and he just said, "You know what? Let's just do this."
That wouldn't surprise me. Like,
Nobody released anything.
yeah.
There's no.
All they released
thing to
was
release
fear.
in the air, mate. It's bullshit.
They released fear. That's their main thing. They
Would you like to know my opinion?
Yeah, go on.
No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a doctor. Well, this is my opinion. From my research that I've just done myself as an individual, you don't catch a virus. You can't catch a virus from me. I can't catch a virus from
A
you.
virus is just shit leaving your
Your
body.
body's toxic and it's cleaning itself out,
Yeah.
yeah? So you can't fucking catch it from somebody else. And the mask and all that and the fear of me and you catch it, it's all nonsense. If you look after your health, you won't get a virus. I ain't had no virus. Since when? Since never.
I haven't been to the
never had
doctors
a
in
virus,
20
man.
years.
Yeah. But I'm in a household and my kid got it and I got it. Yeah, I said, what, did everyone in the house get it? Oh, no, my wife didn't get it. Because I believe, I don't know what the mechanism is, but I believe if I'm toxic, yeah, and I'm like getting a virus, I'll send out some signal which your body might pick up.
We're
as a prompt.
electromagnetic beings.
Yeah, and your body,
that's
and my
interesting.
body's saying to your body, I'm cleaning out. Do you need to clean out? And you might pick up, boom, yeah, like, you know, like two women that live together,
Yeah, yeah.
the pheromones coordinate and they get the periods at the same time. So there's a way of communication. I don't know what it is, but
Well, it's
this is,
usually like mother and child.
That's interesting.
Well, that's a strong
Synchronization.
connection.
and do you
mother
know
child.
what is toxic to your cells? When there's a change in electromagnetic energy. So when the 5G came along, yes, it did affect people and give them viral symptoms. And funny enough, I was in Peru, yeah? And this is like, you know how things happen if you're aware that I'm asking a question and I got an answer?
Yes.
So was the 5G frequencies making people sick? And then once you get used to it, you get used to it. Because every time there's been a new from Telegram, every time there's been a new electromagnetic frequency technology, people got sick. There's been an outbreak.
There was a
right?
pandemic.
So you can map it all. Then I was in Peru and I was just saying to my wife, this one place we were staying, I said, look at the 5G towers, but they're trying to make them into a palm tree and, you know, disguise it, yeah? I just made a comment. And then I came home and 6 months later, I read about this district, something Flores, we were staying in Lima, in Peru. People were getting sick in the area and they were complaining and they somehow figured out it was the 5G towers and they
Brought it down.
took them down
Yeah.
and the people start getting sick.
Yeah.
So
Well, so I've spoken to a lot of people about this, you know, like experts in this field. The general consensus is they haven't even released 5G here in the UK. They've you know, you get it on your phone. It says 5G. It's bullshit. 5G hasn't been released. They've erected all these towers and they're still only emitting 4G. 4G is non-ionizing radiation, which is still harmful to your body.
yeah, and if you're weak,
Yeah.
you know, it's a matter of if your body's strong and healthy, it can, you know, it can take stress. It's a kind of stress, right?
Yeah.
But if you're low and you're old or something like that, it could. I believe that was why some people got sick. I don't think there was really any much more people than normal. They just said, how much flu we got this year? 0. They just converted all the flu numbers from the previous year to
I mean,
COVID,
what the fuck
right?
is flu anyway? Like what we was just talking
It's
about.
the same thing. Your body's cleaning up.
Yeah.
What's the towers for then if they're all up and then they're not doing nothing? So they put all these 5G towers
the
up.
towers went up, but it's not emitting 5G signals. It's
So why-
emitting 4G.
Okay. So they're not
5G hasn't been
towers.
released yet. If they release 5G, we're pretty much all fucked.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll have to chop them down.
I think there's different frequencies.
Yeah,
that they can do
what they do
within
is
that band,
they send out smaller, slightly higher
Waves.
wave frequencies and then lower, bring it down. I don't know what. Honestly, I don't know what they're
Testing,
doing.
probably.
Well,
I don't know what they're doing.
Originally.
Oh shit.
It's
to do what?
military
To what?
grade
Hurt people?
They use it on the battlefield to basically confuse.
No, crowd control. And
Yeah,
stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
disperse
Make you feel
crowds.
sick.
Yeah.
So them
They
5G
can get out of there. Actually, you feel like you're burning. They have a weapon they can direct you, and you feel like your skin's on fire.
No
For
way.
crowd control, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they haven't. I don't think they've fully rolled out the 5G anyway. But yeah, it's non-ionizing radiation, which is still harmful to the body, and it's like we use these things like.
I mean,
put them
we
next
live in
to-
a toxic world, right?
Yeah.
And you can just do your best to eat the best food you can and to keep your body strong, training.
Do you feel like Dorian?
Saunas.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a war, man. I'm being attacked.
That's
and
what I was just about to ask.
I got my shields up, right? I got a blocking device in my house for the 5G so it doesn't come in. I got stickers
Water
on my
filters.
device. I do what I can do, man, but I live in this world. Like, you can't, not live in this world unless they want to live up in the trees or something, in the mountains or something, So I do my best. I have some supplements to remove heavy metals from the body. I do
Which
saunas. EDTA, I have intravenous, like once a month, yeah.
IV drips.
Yeah, EDTA, it strips out calcium and heavy metals and stuff like that, yeah. You can get, I think, like green powders are pretty good as well for stripping out metals. And I do saunas, which is good, it's a great
that's the
detox.
best, yeah.
Saunas, heavy sweating to get out the microplastics. Which
Wait,
is
why do you want to get out the metals? Aren't we supposed to have iron in our blood? Aren't we supposed to have metals
You're
in
not supposed to have lead, I'm not.
Oh,
Lead's poisonous.
But how do you
Lead's in your
get
tap water.
specific metals out of your blood? I mean, out of your body. You don't get the iron as well.
Like heavy metals,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's specific lead and calcium and stuff like that you don't want in your bloodstream.
It's a poison. It's in the tap water.
Yeah, you've got fluoride, chlorine,
Oh, there's so much shit in there. Arsenic, cyanide, literally register poisons.
bit of coke.
It's probably female hormones. We don't want
No,
them.
definitely, innit? Like,
Contraceptives.
yeah, because pissing all that stuff out, innit? And then you're
So-
just going through a system.
I honestly feel like I live my life day to day just like this, just dodging. Oh, that's fucked up. That's toxic. No,
Yeah,
no, no.
I mean,
Just like
you got to you stay as healthy as you can, but also not to get like, you could get paranoid about this and OCD, and then it's another form of illness.
Yeah.
That's not healthy. So
There's a lot of that
I try
right
to be
now,
balanced the
isn't
way
it?
I look at things,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we're all going to fucking die anyway, right?
yeah.
I just want to try to live the best quality life I can, and if I can avoid something, I'll avoid it. If I can't, I can't, and I don't what's the point worrying about that?
yeah, we're not
but
going to get on a plane for 6 hours and say no to
I'm not
their
going to
water
spray
because it's-
poisonous chemicals under my arm because I don't need to, or I'm not going to have toothpaste with fluoride in because I know it's poisonous and I can buy one without fluoride in, so I
Super
will.
easy,
but it's not like I never drink out of a plastic bottle or plastic cup or something like that. I got to the point where I think I've been through a lot of extreme phases, so I quite try to be balanced now.
Yeah.
You two are on the same page, you know.
It's mad, it's
Some
mad.
things that you say, like he's, look at them crossed. Look. Now you lot are on the same page. I swear, a lot of the things that you said today,
need
he
to
says
catch up,
all
boy.
the time. Mate, I ain't got enough money. I ain't got enough money for the filters.
I'm actually
trying.
going on David Icke's show. When is it? I think
I think I
next
might
week is
try and
been
get in
invited.
touch with him and do a little chat with him, because I was the one that harassed Brian Rose to get him onto London Real, which gave him a big David Icke is one of the first books that I read, and then I went to see him in Birmingham back it's like 1999. It's about 40, 50 people there. Now he gets thousands of people. I was learned a lot from his books. It's not to say nobody's right about everything, but he's a researcher.
Take it with a pinch of salt. It's his
He's a
version.
researcher. There's lots of researchers out there that research these subjects and who's the real world powers, what's the real, what is reality.
I like
and
to
all.
read them all.
There's lots of interesting stuff. It's not right about everything, but I'd like to have a chat with him. I think that'll be great.
Does he does he, like, I'm not being disrespectful or rude, this is going to sound mad, yeah, but does he still think people are lizard people?
Yeah, I
No,
think
they're not.
No, I'm just asking, does he though?
so. He was talking about
Yeah,
it
he
the other
doesn't
day.
think people are lizard people. I think is like reality is not solid, yeah. So it's like frequencies, yeah. So when people do rituals and they do all this stuff, it's not for no reason, yeah. There's a reason why they do these rituals and do things. It's to change the frequency, yeah, like a radio station.
What rituals do you mean? What rituals do you mean though?
Sorry,
What rituals do you mean though?
like satanic rituals.
Oh, okay, okay. The ones that you hear
If you do
about,
a ritual in a
like-
church, there's a reason.
Yeah,
why
okay,
you're doing a
cool.
ritual.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
It's to create a certain atmosphere or frequency, if you like.
All right,
yeah?
true.
So they do that to bring in dark frequencies, and there are things beyond our vision. So that, you know, many things beyond our vision. So there could be reptilian creatures beyond our vision, and people will communicate with them. That's, I think, what he's saying. Well, I'm saying that literally people are lizards. You know?
Well, we could, because I mean that third eye pineal gland thing. That's very like strong in lizards and stuff. And I could maybe see some sort of something. Like maybe people ain't got tails and running around with scales on their skin, but maybe there is some sort of connection between lizards and people and third eye and pineal gland and control.
You know, we're in a reality, right? There are all these things you can see and smell and touch and hear and all that. 5 senses. We're in a band of reality. But there's many more. There's much more here, but we can't perceive it. It's in the same space. So you can have
know that
1,000
from
radio
DMT.
stations here, right, at the same time. But you only can. So you can tune in. That's what I'm saying.
We're just seeing what we
You know,
need
so
to
there's
see.
many things in this space
Yeah.
that you, me, we can't see it, but they're all here at the same time. So you can make contact with things that are just beyond this space by doing these rituals. That's the idea.
When you do DMT, you do shimmer out of the universe.
Yeah, do
don't
you believe
see
you've
it.
contacted those alternate realities during DMT or ayahuasca?
I think you just see more of it.
Yeah,
You know,
it
you
just
see more of
blurs
it.
the
You
lines.
see a lot of geometrical shapes
Yeah,
and numbers, yeah.
I didn't
So
see
that-
numbers.
Those are shapes.
It's almost like the code.
yeah, yes,
know, behind
the
reality.
fibers of the universe.
Yeah, it's
I
like-
thought I was peeling the.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
That's what I'm
like
talking
a
about, that shimmer.
computer is made of numbers, isn't it? Zeros and ones. You see a picture, but it's made of ultimately of zeros and ones or whatever code it's made of. Yeah, reality is made of a code as well. Quantum physicists have already said that, but it's like you see it when you're there, right? I didn't really know what it was. Why am I seeing all these
Do you
shapes
believe
and
it
numbers and
you was in the
colours?
high? Do you believe that was real?
Of course it's real.
Good.
Of course it's real. How could I see it if it wasn't real?
Yeah.
Well, it could be in your head rather than you being outside. So it might not be there. It might be inside. It might be your brain frazzling
It's
out.
just in your brain, mate.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
no, we're-
Everything's just in your brain. There is nothing else, mate.
No, you are
You're making this
perceiving
all up
your
inside
outside
here.
world though. Yeah, like, but it could be just happening inside, like a dream's happening inside. Whereas that DMT trip could have been happening inside, as opposed to you seeing something on the outside and your existence changing. Like maybe it could have been.
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
What was your best DMT experience? I know about your
My
worst.
best DMT experience was when I thought I died. Like I did two. I did.
But you
I
can
did
kind of get
maximum-
that from everyone, really.
Nah,
man.
this was just like
You
I was
actually were
conscious,
dead.
crystal clear consciousness here. Like, so I did it. I was on my own for the first time. I said, I'm just going to do it because I was kind of partying, and I just did it. And I was sitting on my chair, and everything started to zone out, and I was just in this cream room, and it was just like, you know, like that color that you can't really describe. It's not really a color. It's like pearl, like it's a weird thing in it. And I remember I was just going to, all right, yeah, I've killed myself. Shit, I've gone too far. I went too far. And there was this being with a top hat, and he was ushering me down this corridor. I was like, I suppose I'm supposed to just go. And I was just thinking about it, and I was just going. And then,
Did you go through the door?
no, I didn't. The corridor was like, it was infinity.
Oh,
It was
right.
going. He just kept ushering me. It was just moving, and I was
Yeah.
going. And I just remember thinking to myself, I'm dead. Like, I can't believe I just killed myself. Like, that's crazy. And I was thinking about it, and then I snapped out of it, and I was just like, And you know that thing you're talking about, the euphoria that you feel, the way you feel like kind of, everything's kind of, like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I remember walking to
No
uni the
worries,
next day.
mate.
Yeah,
No
I
stress,
walked
right?
to uni like, what the hell? Haircuts, man. I was like, it's always like that. I was just thinking to myself, what's going on? Like, it doesn't really matter. I think there was some sort of, it was a near-death experience to some degree because I thought I was actually dead. And I convinced myself at the time. And so I come out of it almost like I touched death almost like, and that's the euphoria
Yeah,
I
but
got
you
out
came
of
back.
it. Yeah, exactly.
came back to the body
Maybe I
still.
didn't.
Your body releases DMT
Maybe I
into your
did.
brain when you die anyway, doesn't
That's
it?
Apparently, yeah,
apparently what
yeah,
they say, and a little bit.
That's
when
why you get a
little bit
flashback
when
of your
you
life.
dream.
Yeah.
You know, it just connects you to more of, and you see there's more, and this is not as you know, you probably have a little bit of a different perspective on life now. We still get caught in it, you know, in the game of life.
Yeah, of
but
course.
the back of your mind still can remind yourself, take it easy, man. It's just a game, really, you know.
Yeah,
it's a skill to do that as well. It really is, because you know things hit you every day in life. Some are a lot easier to deal with, some are a lot more difficult, and sometimes, you know, like what we were saying about your emotions getting occupied in these things.
I try to get like just ground myself every morning by doing some meditation and putting myself in a frame of mind for that day, and an energy and everything before I go out and face all the things, before I open my phone, before this, before that. And I'm already in a good place. You know,
what's your morning routine?
You literally said that the other day. That's so bad. You keep
I
saying
told
things
him
that
what
he's
my
saying.
morning routine is. You know, literally from when you wake up, you know, to
drink a pint of water.
Bam, same as me. Go on.
I got a Kangen machine, so it's
yeah, I know. It's an ionized
ionize
hydrogen.
it and all that. So the
I got that same water filter. I got the same one.
Pint of water, cold shower.
Yeah. I'll do your cold shower.
Sit outside, do my meditation.
Oh, he said outside as well. He says you got to go outside and breathe the air.
Fresh air.
Mate, I live in Spain, so I go outside all the time.
That's what he said. He said you got these are the exact things that he said that he does, and he's told me to do them.
And then
as well.
I normally go walk my dog with no shoes.
Okay.
Grounding.
Literally said the same
and getting the blood flow pumping, you know,
What
from
books are you
walking.
not reading?
You know what? That's not from any books. It's just learning it from the way it makes you feel.
You pick up a bit here and a bit there, and you try things and you get your routine. I like breathing as well, and
Breathing, that's the
do Wim Hof breathing sometimes. You know, and then I try to be like not too dogmatic about it. Like if I feel like a day off, I take a day off, because I think the whole thing about meditating or praying or anything is like the energy that you put in it. So I understand the concept of praying over your food, because you put good energy in your food and everything. Yeah?
And then you
but most people don't. If they do it, it's just blah 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 blah.
What's the point of doing it?
Because it's forced.
It's the feeling about it. So if you're not
It's the same for your day.
if you're not up for doing it today, sometimes I'll just have a day off. Yeah, because there's no point just automating. It's the it's the feeling that you're creating.
I do that a lot though.
Yeah.
Just sometimes I'm like, you know what, today's cancelled, I'm done.
Yeah, if you're not, if you go back tomorrow and you put some real feeling into it, you'll get something out of it. But
like if you try to do that day without that sort of energy, you have even if you try your best, you have an unproductive day. And if you add that up over like 2-3 days, it's still not as productive as if you had one good day, if you know what I mean.
yeah, no, I think I don't need to do meditation for long.
Yeah.
Like 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes or something is just enough to put yourself in the right, in a really good frame. And I do something called, in case anyone's interested, because there's so many different kinds of meditation. Well, I do twin hearts sometimes. You just go on YouTube and search twin hearts. It's basically focused on here and here, and you're giving it out as well to the planet, to your family, to your
Realising the
friends.
connection with
you're giving
everything.
it out, and it's coming back as well. Because what you give out, it comes back, right? So, and
I'm a
you're
big believer
giving
in
love
that
to everyone. You're giving love to the world, your family, yourself, and it's a pretty good start to the day, man. It's hard to have a bad day if you're going to start like that. Why I'm going to get pissed off about some guy cutting me up on the road if I've just been giving love to the whole planet? Can't really get mad at this guy. He's silly, you know what I mean? So.
And the difference you feel to the mornings he usually has is where he wakes up, looks at his phone,
Stress,
straight
man.
away, looking at,
Why is he pointing at me?
shit. I mean, that's what you were doing.
Why are you pointing at me?
That's what we all do. That's what we all do for that.
You've stopped doing that though, right?
Yeah, I saw that a long time ago, because remember I was telling you it stops me from working. I don't have productive days when I do that. When I look at my phone for too long.
Have you tried
That's a long time ago. I ain't done the outside stuff. I did drink the water. I've been drinking a lot of water lately.
You didn't get the fresh air.
No, I didn't get
That's
the
a
fresh
big
air.
thing, because remember, you're in your bedroom for like 8 hours, just stale air in there. That burst of fresh air in the morning is big.
You know what antioxidants are, right? From food, like fruits and,
Yeah, kind of.
basically protective of your cells.
I drink
from
smoothies every morning.
oxidation. Yeah, but you can get it for free, mate.
Oh, right. But what do you mean?
Through your feet.
Oh, right. Yeah, grounding.
So you're getting negative ions from the ground into your skin through your feet, which is what antioxidants are.
You say negative ions, though?
Yeah. Positive ions are oxidative, they damage your cells.
Oh, right.
Negative is good in this case.
So you reckon what? Even walking out on the pavement, on the streets would be alright?
Any natural surface.
Oh,
so
natural
wood
surface. Pavement,
or grass
no,
or soil.
Yeah.
It's the energy of the planet.
Yeah,
So
the ground.
Tarmac, ceramic, tiles, they don't, it stops, the ions stop there. They won't pass through. There's no.
And
current.
if you go in a forest or something, or woods where there's loads of trees as well, you're going to pick it up there, and that you're going to feel more. You're going to feel calmer, and it's cheaper than vitamin C.
Literally, you can just put your feet on the grass in your garden.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, not my garden. There's bare foxes in my garden. It's kind of annoying.
Bare shit.
Yeah, kind of. I just don't want to. I'll step inside. I know
It was good for you, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll pass on that one as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw the line. That's right, draw it. Now, you guys talk about energy quite a lot, and is that what you mean when you talk about energy? You talk about negative ions and stuff like that.
It's a general term, like frequency. Like if somebody walked in this room, there was a stone cold killer. Don't you think
You'll
you'd get
pick
some
up on
vibe
that.
off them?
Yeah, of course.
Some cold vibe, like
I always say that. That's true.
Or somebody comes in
What do you
that's
think
got a
that is
big
then?
heart, you're going to feel it, right? It's a frequency. It's an energy that you're picking up.
Well, an electricity kind of almost.
No, it's just an
Well,
energy.
we are-
It's hard
we
to
are-
describe. It's not you can't really measure it. Well, you can measure it with a Chilean. It's called Chilean photography. It can take a picture of it.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I heard of that.
Yeah, but it's a feeling. It's a frequency.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's an energy.
We are electromagnetic beings, so believe it or not, we do actually feel different frequencies. Like with sound, different frequencies.
Yeah,
sound
no,
can feel it as well.
definitely. I completely believe in that. Like, in fact, I heard you on your podcast saying that you're energy sensitive, and I was thinking about that a lot when you said that. So you said it on the previous
Everything's
podcast.
energy, really.
When you say you're energy sensitive, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? You can feel things more. Like you can like interact in an invisible way to things that are around us.
Be
kind
more
of thing.
perceptive.
Yeah.
You can. The first thing is to be able to be perceptive of yourself. That's the most difficult thing. What am I thinking? Why am I thinking it? Before the behavior comes, and self-analysis. Once you get a bit of a grip on yourself, you can start to see, I think, better in other
better
people,
perspectives
how
of other
they-
people.
how they are, and just pick it up.
Yeah.
So that's what I talk about when I talk about energy, and keeping your energy up is to keep your to be happy, to be peaceful. This is a good energy.
Here's a question for you. What if someone's got really negative energy around you? What do you do in that case? Can you block energy out? If you can feel someone's energy a lot,
you can.
but you have
That's
to be
a skill.
around them.
You
You have to
can.
be around them.
If you have to be around them.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you can.
How do you block out bad energy?
You could meditate, and then you just focus on light inside your body, just moving out, and create a shield around you. I mean, it's just in your mind, but your mind is everything, right? So you create a shield around you where nothing bad can come into you.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I used to do these, expos, right, where I meet hundreds of people every day, and I would feel almost ill.
I do. I feel that as well. Yeah, that's mad.
Drained,
I know what you're talking
and
about.
I'm meeting the people personally, shaking hands, taking pictures. Do
you remember the campaign?
Interacting, and at the end, I'm just feeling drained until I learned. Before I go there, I meditate, and I create my energy, my protective energy, and I think about how the people that's coming to meet me, how they're feeling good to come and see me. So now I'm just concentrating on their good feeling, their good energy, and I've protected myself, and I feel much like at the end of the day, I'm less tired.
Oh, really?
So I'm not picking up anything bad off people. I'm giving them good, and I'm taking good from them, and the bad stuff can stay out there. So it's something I learned to do, but yeah, it's...
What, you learned to do that back in your bodybuilding days, or you mean
No, I wasn't really conscious about doing that. I was mainly I would just keep away from everybody.
Oh, okay.
That's how I dealt with it then, but you can't... you can't do that all throughout life. I was just doing my sport then, so I would go to the gym and I'd train, and I'd go home, and I'd only be around certain situations and certain people, and so I could control my environment. But you can't always do that. So that's what I learned to do when I deal with a lot of people. If I don't have to be around people and they're negative, then I'll just avoid them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because you can protect yourself, yes, but your environment is pulling on
Holding
you, right?
you
It's
as a
pulling on you.
potential
It's trying to pull you back down to the level of the environment. So if it's always negative around you, you've got to think about changing that situation.
I've got to do that light thing, because I did do some meditation the other day, months ago, and it was talking about that. But I kind of what does that mean? If you're saying it something here, then it must be something.
Just get in the habit. Find some meditation that you like. Put the headphones on. Get up in the morning. Put the headphones on and just do it every morning, and start looking for different meditations for different things, and it's like anything, man. You got to practice.
You know what? The worst part is it worked, and I just ignored it still. And it's only now that you're talking about it, I remembered that I did it and it worked. And I don't know why I just locked it off. You know what I did? I did something.
There's a time and for everything. There's a time for everything.
My brain rejected it for some reason.
That's why I try to, like, everyone's got their point, and if somebody's not at your point, it's just not their time. Things come along when you want to see them, you'll see them. Maybe they've always been there. Messages has always been there all your life. At some point, when you start to recognize them, then you'll see them more. And you see things, and you appreciate things. If you concentrate on something and it comes to fruition, and you really appreciate it, look what I can do. Look how I control my life, and then you believe that, and it just starts happening more. Whatever you believe is your reality, right? Literally.
It's interesting. Damn.
Very powerful, the mind.
Very powerful.
But yeah, you know what? We've barely.
The mind is everything, man. The mind is everything. Literally,
of course.
You're making your life. You're building your life with your thoughts. Is creating everything, bringing people into your life, situations. You're creating it all. Like, we're responsible, man. We're responsible for everything that happens. Other people is just outside actors, like in your movie, if you like.
Yeah.
So we're all the same thing, but we're all, having our own experience in this movie.
It's just the externals. I've always had problems with them, and like you said, you're energy sensitive, so I just thought you could let me pick your brain on that one real quick, because
you can use it to your advantage, can't you? So you can.
If it drains you,
you can pick up things. If you pick up something and you think it, I think this a little bit. Don't question it. It is that.
Yeah.
If you felt the bad vibe, it's a bad vibe, mate.
I know that.
Usually your intuition's right.
Do you know what the problem is? Is that when you talk about it later on, you'll feel drained. Like, and that's the problem with me. Like, I know I can feel it when it's happening, or I sense it, but then it's like sometimes like I wake up next day like I got a hangover. Like, that's how much I've been drained by my day. And it's not because I've been working hard. It's because so many people. It feels like my energy's been sucked out of me.
So just light yourself up again, man.
Yeah.
You got the power to do it.
I got the power.
Yeah, you sit down, mate, and you charge yourself back up again, full of energy, full of light. Boom.
Oh, just do it.
Fuck all that shit. Forget about it, mate. Don't talk about it. Don't think about it. It's gone now.
The worst thing you can do is look for excuses.
Yeah.
Just
there are no excuses. It's all you, man. It's your fucking show.
All right,
This is only your show.
get on the floor, give me 10.
Yeah, that's true. Enough.
But yeah, we've barely spoken about bodybuilding here, and we're in the middle. We're in the gym right now.
I have spoken about bodybuilding at length during my life. We should probably touch upon it.
Let's have a little touch.
Have you had enough of speaking about bodybuilding, though? Have you come to a time where you're like, oh my God, bodybuilding?
Well, put it this way. Like, in my private life, I don't talk about bodybuilding. Like, it's not a subject. My wife's an ex-figure champion and sports person and everything, and we love to go to the gym and train, but we don't talk. I don't talk about bodybuilding. I talk about it if it's a subject, that people want to talk about. Well, it's not something that I would talk about with my friends or something, really, very much.
When you think about that time in your life, though, how do you feel? Like, do you think about it like that? Are you very proud of that time, or are you past that now? You're over it.
I've been thinking lately, saying to myself, to the young Dorian, fucking respect, mate.
Yeah, it's true.
You know why? Because I had nobody, and like, to keep your head on like that, and I had a young son as well at 20, so I got no family to help me. I've got a young son. I've been in detention centre. I don't have a job. From that, I had the focus to change all that into being the best bodybuilder in the world. And I'm living the life I am now, and I'm on this podcast, and I'm meeting you guys, and I'm talking to people, and they're listening. And I'm living the life I am, traveling the world. I've met my beautiful wife from Brazil, all because of that guy, his absolute focus. Imagine all my friends are going out. I'm not going out. All my friends have got cars. I ain't got a car. At the start, it was like, blinkers and self-belief.
Who made that guy? Like, what made that guy? Like, how'd you get to that level? You know, when you think, all right, maybe it's going to be young people, yeah, that's just coming up to like 19, 20, they're like, how do I become that guy? Like, concentrated.
Was there a trauma?
There's a trauma. Yeah, there's a
trauma.
there, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know, analysing myself now, why did I become... I already had ingredients. You know, obviously I got to have the genetics to be a bodybuilder, right? That's not everybody can do that. I had some kind of physicality when I was a kid. I would do things that was not normal. You know, like I ran a half marathon once. I'd never done a marathon before. I was 11 years old. I ran a half marathon. I used to do. I was physically strong, and that was my genetics. Yeah,
Okay. You had the blocks.
And then I had this mentality that I could just, I don't know, I just did things that kids of my own age wouldn't do. So that was there. And then my father died and everything fell apart. And I think that was it, you know. I think if I had been really, you know, like a comfortable, nice family and comfortable and everything, I don't think I wouldn't have that hunger, that drive, that motivation to prove myself and do something and change my life, you know. Nobody else is going to do it for me. So, I'm thankful to myself that I stuck it out and everything. And it's amazing that, and I love some aspects of bodybuilding. I love the gym, I love training, love the knowledge about nutrition and everything, but it's not what I'm doing now. And I spend more time researching about health and longevity and quality of life if you're getting older, and how we can improve that with hormones, with supplements, with training. That's what I'm interested in now, apart from all the other subjects, history, spirituality, and things that's got nothing to do with anything physical. So I'm very proud of what I did, and I love bodybuilding, but I don't need to have my head in it all the time. And it's a different industry than it was when I was like myself in it. It's a totally different game now. So some of it I don't really relate to, all the, you know,
it's different.
Coaches and online. So it's a whole new way of looking at things.
Yeah, it's been very what's the word? Industrialized.
Commercialized.
Your whole thing was disappearing and coming out in it, and just being on stage in it. Nowadays, it's like you almost have to be in the limelight 24/7, in it. It's a different.
I mean, really, to be relevant and make a living, probably. Yeah, I didn't need to do that because we only had magazines, so I could go and do a lot of photo shoots once a year, and they have stacked up enough pictures to use in the magazines year round. And that's all I did. And then I like to just train and do my job, which required sleeping 10 hours a day, eating six times a day, etc., etc., etc. You can't do that if you're running around doing other stuff. So that's what I enjoy doing.
That, you see, that sacrifice you just said there, you know, like sleeping 10 hours a day, eating 6 times a day. This is the biggest thing which makes me laugh about most people. When they look at a bodybuilder, the first thing they say is like, oh, he must train a lot. It's like, that's maybe 1 hour or 2 hours a day. There's another 23 hours in the day. When I look at a massive bodybuilder, the first thing I think, that guy probably sleeps about 12 hours a day. That guy, that's the first thing I'm thinking, because you don't grow when you're awake. You grow when you're sleeping. He must be sleeping for sure.
It's kind of like a baby, right?
Yeah,
Eat, shit, sleep.
Yeah. That's literally a bodybuilder. Yeah,
just got to do some training. Baby don't have to train.
The less things you do in your life, the better. You know, the
I try
less
to keep really calm. I try to sleep, keep away from everything, and like, you know, stuff. Maybe it was too extreme what I did, but I had to do it. Like
to get 6 Sundial trophies.
You know, for instance, I didn't go sometimes to my son's school day, sports day or something, because I was training, or I had to eat, or whatever. You have to sacrifice a lot of time, not just for yourself. It's like people, if you got family and stuff, they're gonna like
everyone around
lose some time. You know, lose some time and focus for sure. But yeah, so it's a lot of dedication, but it built my life. I just counted the other day, I've been to 45 different countries.
Wow.
You know,
that's a lot. I think you're beating me.
And even, you know, with that bodybuilding, that would never have happened. And that's one of the things when I was younger, I was like, wow, I just want to see the world and experience the world. I always felt like I was thinking bigger than the people around me. They were just thinking, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to get a family, and they're not thinking I'm going to go see the world and go to different countries and do different things. I was just like thinking of that early on.
And that's what life's about, though. It's all about your experiences.
Experience it, yeah.
Because you're only here for a set amount of time, and really that is
it
the main
goes
thing.
quick. It goes quick, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
How old was you when you won the Olympias?
The first Mr. Olympia, I was 30, so I retired at
that
36.
Oh, you put 2 was it?
Yeah, 92. I was 30,
But before you was 30, was you flying around the world and all that stuff, or was it the bodybuilding? Was it those accomplishments?
I'd never been on an airplane. Well, I had been on an airplane when I was a kid because my dad used to fly like 4-seaters, you know. Then the next time I went on an airplane, I was flying from Birmingham to Belfast to do my first guest appearance in bodybuilding. So literally, like everything was. And then the first time I went to the United States, went to New York to do my first pro show. And I've been all around the world promoting bodybuilding, doing appearances and so on.
So it started when you was 30 almost. Like, is that what you mean? Or
Pretty much like when I turned pro, I was like really traveling a lot internationally.
Oh, okay. That's
As an amateur, I was starting to travel, but it really kicked off when I was Mr. Olympia. Then you're in demand all around the world, so a lot of places.
That's sick, man.
You still got the MY Pro ring. Did they give them out back then?
What's that?
The MY Pro ring. You're the MY Pro show ring.
No, they didn't have it back then.
Oh, they didn't have it back then.
No, apparently they're going to have a ring for the Mr. Olympia this year for all the guys.
A ring and
the rings they have for, I don't know, football, NBA or...
Oh, right, yeah, I heard something about that, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing some rings for all the Mr. Olympias, I believe. Well, the Sandow Trophy is a thing, you know, that's the
that is
Super Bowl,
the
whatever you
World
want to call it, right? World Cup, yeah.
Do you coach any like pros or anything like that?
No, I don't. I do some coaching, occasional coaching, and I enjoy it sometimes, but it's not something that I'd like to do full time.
You're just out of
and
it.
I'm not. I like to coach people in the gym and whoever it is.
Yeah.
Like from a very out of shape guy to a guy that wants to do a bodybuilding competition. But pro bodybuilders, I'm not interested in that. How do I get ready for a contest? It's not really. It's like, how can I help you build a better body or be more healthy and so on? So yeah, I'll let other people do the coaching because it's mainly like, what drugs do I take? And if I told them, they'd be disappointed, and you know, it's just not interesting for me, really. I'd rather tell somebody how they can be healthier than like, you know, how do you get ready for a bodybuilding contest at this point?
Yeah, what you was taking back then to compare to what people take now is fucking...
Look, it doesn't matter if you're honest. Still, like, at least 50% of people will say you're lying anyway, so I get a bit tired of it, you know?
Oh, I know you just said that, yeah, but what was you taking back then? Just quickly, not even like take long about it. I'm so sorry.
His cycles back then were literally
it depends
tiny.
It depends at what stage, you know? Like, it started with nearly nothing, and then you go up a bit, and go up a bit, and you go up a bit. Well... for the Mr. Olympia, just like to make it simple, total dosages for the Mr. Olympia would be about 1,500 milligrams, and I'd go higher occasionally in the off season. So let's say off season, maybe 2,000, sometimes just a bit over that. So about there, which is probably average for guys that were doing Mr. Olympia around that time. And like, if you need to take more than that, like, just do something else, I think, you know?
People take a lot more than that these days. And he's talking about
you got guys in the gym and they just, you know, you take something and you get a benefit, and then you're just going to start getting more bad side effects. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, steroids are fairly mild. If you think about, like, you know, they were meant to take 10, 20 milligrams a day, and people are taking hundreds of milligrams without, you know, it takes years to damage yourself. But it takes years to damage yourself smoking as well. It's like that, you know. It's more you take, the longer you take it, the likely it is that you're going to get damage. And why, you know?
Yeah.
Why? Just try to minimize the risk. If you're going to do it, make sure you get all your blood sick, so at least you can see what's going on.
Mm.
I mean, after all, they're just literally synthesized hormones. You're just putting in a synthesized version of the hormone that your body naturally, indigenously produces. Like.
Yeah, and I should mention I was a professional, right? So
maybe,
I'm taking these things, but I'm not. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm not going out. I'm taking supplements. I'm sleeping 10 hours a day. All this stuff now, guys are like combining steroids with partying and like
Cocaine
a lot
and
of different
all sorts of-
things on top, you know.
It's amazing.
Not to mention,
You like that, right?
It's amazing.
Steroids and cocaine.
It's amazing.
But,
and a COVID-19 booster on top.
yeah, then you're
Lovely,
fucked. Game over, my G. That's it.
That's mad.
Done.
Nah.
But yeah, Dorian, I've really loved how your supplement company's like taken off over the last few years, man. I just clocked now. We did it all the other day, and there's like these scratch off things. There's something none of the other companies are doing. Tell us a little bit about.
Well, we made a big step that we've got our own manufacturing facility now. It's actually pharmaceutical level, so it's different level of like testing and scrutiny and everything. And our products have been copied a lot of places, especially in the Middle East and everything. And that's
why
quite
you got
common
the
in the
codes,
industry. So people copy your label, but they don't put the correct product in there. Obviously, they're just cutting corners, yeah? So we wanted to be able to identify the products, and you can scratch or scan code it, and it can see the certificate of analysis. So the breakdown of the product, your individual batch of your product.
That's amazing.
So you can see it's ours. You can see the independent lab results, yeah? And we're going to do that with all the products. We've got a lot of new products coming out. And something that needs to be done, because I'm aware of what goes on in the industry, and people are paying for products that they're not receiving. You know, protein looks like protein, right? You can't really tell the difference, but there's so many different grades, and they might be buying something you think is an isolate, and it's not an isolate. It's
Baking
something,
soda.
It's cheap baked milk protein or concentrate or amino acids in there to bring the levels up. A lot of things that people do. So just want to make sure that and I always wanted to make sure, but now the customer can go check the product, exactly what it is, and the fact that it's got no heavy metals in there and stuff like that. You know, protein powders quite often have things in there like heavy metals, and you're buying a health product and you've got heavy metals in
shit
there.
in
It's
there.
not. So we want to make sure that people know exactly what they get, and then, we're raising the bar for the industry.
That is a massive
Right?
bar. Like no other company's
So-
ever done that in.
What is this?
Everybody going to have to do this, right?
Yeah. Well, you started this now. It's going to become like the norm, and if other companies don't do it, it's going to be like, well,
if they don't do it, you should probably be thinking, why? Why can't they give you that guarantee? So I just want to give that guarantee to my customers, and it's me. I'm DY Nutrition.
put your name on the bottle.
Yeah, it's me, man. It's like I can't rip people off. I got nowhere to go. I'm Dorian Yates. Look, T-shirt. It's me. Yeah.
You see it, look.
So, but a lot of supplement companies are just run by number crunchers, business people. They're looking at making the biggest return they can make in the shortest period of time. So they don't really care, So just want to give people what they're paying for, and for them to be 100% assured of that. And the product's also safe. That it's got no contaminants in it or anything.
No shit in it. You had what was it, about a 6 cereal?
Yeah, what? So what is it? It's, you scratch off a serial number and the serial number's underneath it.
Yeah,
So you can see that this is your product, and you can go online and you can check it and you can see the analysis. So you know exactly what's in your product. It's not just me putting it on the label and saying that's there. It actually is guaranteed.
it verifies it is an original DY nutrition product.
What if someone copies that though?
No, because they can't. Because every product has an individual code under the thing. You scratch it off. You go to DY's website.
Oh, and you can only see it once.
And and you go in there, you
that's
put
sick.
the code in,
That's
and it says
sick.
this is an original, authentic
And
product.
now that's been
And
registered.
then on top of that, it gives you the certificate of analysis, the lab results.
Oh, that's amazing.
Telling you exactly what is inside that product.
That's
That is
sick.
fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
Honestly, like that.
I'm glad I can do that now because we have our own facility and everything. So that's
This is like what pharmaceutical companies do. This is
We are
actually
a
that's it. This
pharmaceutical
is pharmaceutical.
and we're bringing out a whole range of products in the area that I've been talking about that I've been interested in now, like the longevity, anti-aging, and general health and everything like that. A whole range of products to DY Life. So look out for that. It'll be on the shelves before the end of the year.
What anti-aging stuff are you doing? 'Cause that's interesting. That's getting mad now, isn't it? The anti-aging stuff. We're getting so close to reversing time.
NMM is one that we'll be doing. That's a good one.
NMM. What is that?
Have a look, man. NMM.
Have a look. Go on the website.
It's not
Have a look, mate. Do some
Have you heard
research.
about this new shit? Yeah, so there's this new thing called NAD 50 or something, NAD plus or whatever.
Yeah,
And
NAD.
that's what we're
NAD,
talking about.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you said NND. Oh, so that's
NMM converts to
okay.
NAD. Yeah, it's just
Oh,
a
but
precursor,
But that's been about for a little
It's
while,
the
that
same
one,
thing,
yeah.
Yeah. So is this in tablet form, the NAD?
Yeah, it's NMM, it converts to NAD.
Yeah,
it's a
so no, I've
precursor.
That one's
actually
been around for a little while, though, isn't
not
it?
that. It's quite a new
I've got
thing,
some
man.
on my yard.
Quite new,
I've got some
It's
on
you
very
know.
new, man.
I've got some
I
on my
mean,
yard.
how do we know something that's really effective until it's been around for years? Because you
need
need
to-
years to test it,
Yeah,
right?
we know that from like creatine. You know,
Yeah,
that it's been
so-
around for years.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
many tests have been done.
I got
on
a
it.
ton of products that I take at home. I've got like 20 different products. So I said to my business partner, I'm glad we've got this line out now, so I don't need to buy all these products from other companies, you know?
Yeah,
So
your range.
I'm
Yeah,
buying
yeah.
melatonin and NAC and this and that from other companies. We
Should
weren't
start
making
making
it.
some bloody growth hormone.
You take melatonin? You do melatonin?
Yeah, we will do, yeah.
Oh, okay, I just started taking it like a few days ago. Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
It's,
Did you say
really
you've
good.
got NAD as well?
Yeah, I got that. I got that like last year or something.
Did you try it?
Yeah,
Was it the injectable or the tablet?
No, it's tablet.
Oh.
Massive tablets.
So apparently the sort of feedback I've been getting is this: you can do a DNA test, yeah, and you're getting a number come up what your age is or whatever, and people are doing the test and it's showing a lower age. But obviously we don't look younger from this, but it's making our DNA.
Do you know what-
telomeres, they're testing the telomere length, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, the telomere.
Yeah,
That's
the
it.
telomere,
David
yeah.
Sinclair was
So, like,
talking about that.
biological age,
Yeah. I see that. That's interesting. They're saying something apparently like growth hormone can actually mess with that quite a lot.
No.
Actually,
No,
That's what-
growth
did you not-
hormone
did you
is
know
the
about that?
elixir
I just,
of youth. man.
No, but it
Did
messes
you know
with that
that- have you
telomere. It
read
messes with the
that,
telomere.
No.
You sure? David Sinclair was talking about it.
Be quiet and you can learn, yeah.
Educate me.
Have you read that study? It was a 12-month study.
Which one? On
It's so they give people. I mean, basically, for me, the main thing in there was growth hormone, yeah. But it was body weight dependent.
okay,
It was around average, let's say, 2 IUs a day.
okay, low dose.
600 milligrams of metformin.
Okay, insulin
zinc
control.
and some
Metformin as well.
DHEA. So
That sounds like a
know-
very lovely concoction there. That
yeah, so they did it for 12 months.
yeah.
And I think they saw a 6-year reversal
Oh wow,
in the biological age.
that's crazy.
So the researcher was saying it's great. I would
think
like
I-
to see what happens if I did it for more
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
But we
this-
need,
I think
we
I
need
did-
to have
he
a
only-
conclusion to a study, like a 12-month study.
I
So
did read about
it was
this.
very positive, and they've done 11, because there was also the concern about taking anti-aging doses of growth hormone, that it could be stimulant for, if you had cancer, it could stimulate the growth.
Bollocks.
and
The
so on.
protein cell doesn't bind to.
They've done a 12-year
Yeah.
study. Over 12 years, they saw absolutely no increase.
Yeah, no, there's been
So-
tests a long time ago about cancer and growth hormone. There's
So
no.
I think it looks very positive for low dose.
Oh really? Oh, that's amazing. You know, you're talking about the NAD and the metformin as well.
Yeah.
So this is probably another thing that you're gonna have to show me about. But I heard how when you're taking it, it can stop muscle growth
Metformin.
or NAD.
Metformin
There's some studies saying that metformin negates some of the benefits of exercise.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it helps control your blood sugar,
This works
which is
similar
going to
like
be a good
insulin.
thing. And they say that type 2 diabetics that take metformin were actually outliving non-diabetics that didn't take metformin.
Yeah, it was curing them, innit? Yeah.
So it definitely looks promising, metformin. And then you've got the berberine, which is a supplemental kind of, does the same thing, which is interesting. Whether that's as effective as not as berberine, I can't quite say, but we'll be selling berberine. So that's like a natural blood sugar control. It's not a pharmaceutical.
Okay.
Well, yeah, growth hormone is an anti-aging. I think it looks good.
I got to get me some growth hormone.
You need to get that,
Sylvester Stallone's
that,
in it.
that,
That's
concoction.
the only
there.
reason that I was stopping it, because of what I heard a long time ago, and I just didn't do any more research.
But
about
that's
it.
just bro
But-
talk,
but you don't
man.
need
You
it
actually
in
need
your
to
life.
get
No,
it,
it
man.
wasn't
Yeah, but where
bro
did you
talk.
hear it?
I heard it off of David Sinclair. He was like, you know who that guy is, don't you? Yeah. So
David
it was a long time ago. It was a long time
made
ago.
about 700 and something million off his
Yeah, that
faulty
guy.
research on resveratrol.
I did hear a lot of shit about it
well,
after. But I didn't go back.
I
Yeah.
probably didn't listen to that guy after I realised that.
He actually, do you know what? It's true. He did chat a lot of shit about some stuff because he just says whatever's going on and then he just reports it and then it could be wrong. And I forgot to go back and check.
When
back on
somebody's
that. That
got
was
a
a long
vested
time
interest, it's difficult, you know.
Have to get me some growth hormone.
But you're too young, mate. Listen, there's like testosterone replacement or growth hormone anti-aging. It's to put your levels back where you were when you were younger. If your levels should be all right anyway, so you don't need it now. You don't need anti-aging when you're like, well, I'll do it.
I think though the difference with growth hormone and like steroids, it doesn't. You know, for example, when you say steroids, it will suppress your natural production levels, whereas with growth, it doesn't do. You still reproduce it even when you supplement it, basically.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why not to. I mean, there's a financial reason. Growth hormone's very expensive. But
I know a guy though.
But yeah,
we both know a guy.
the elixir of youth, that was a mad concoction. He just said there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and listen to that.
I've been doing it for about 12 months, like two IUs a day.
Yeah.
And lost a bit of body fat.
The usual
Sleep a
GH.
bit better.
Yeah. Sleep better, yeah.
Yeah. Feel a bit
I mean,
slightly-
even that itself, just sleeping better,
better
is going to have,
quality of sleep.
it's going to
I
have
know.
magical effects on your life.
That's why I started taking that melatonin, because my sleep's jacked. Like I don't sleep hardly. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, just don't go to sleep, and I'm trying to go to sleep all night. So I took that melatonin. It kind of working, but I'm getting a bit of tolerance to it.
Stress, man. When you're going to sleep, you're not properly relaxed. You know.
It might be
is that.
might be a time to do DMT again.
Nah,
He never wants to do it again.
Well, I haven't done it since like 2010. Like since I had a long period with it, and then I said I had an experience with it that said maybe you shouldn't talk about it.
If you want to go a bit deeper and learn more, then I would do ayahuasca, man.
That is on my hit list to do like so badly, especially after talking about it right now.
I'm kind of thinking, I don't know yet, so don't.
Why don't we
Don't
run
count
out?
me on this, but there's a few people from the bodybuilding community, quite well known, that's like kind of like, hey, I wouldn't mind doing ayahuasca, and I know a few other people, and so I'm thinking,
Let's get a group together. Let's get one together. Yeah, yeah.
Would be interesting, huh?
I would do that. I would do ayahuasca, but just not DMT. DMT is too intense. I felt like the way you describe
I think
ayahuasca, it's a
ayahuasca, from
journey.
what he's described, is going to be more intense.
It's more intense because you know it's so long, and you don't eat very much when you're in camp as well. You usually eat like 7 in the morning and 12 at midday, and then you don't eat after that. And you do the ceremonies from like 8 till midnight. And during the ceremonies, you don't drink water. So by the end of the week, I'll lose like 10 pounds or something.
Oh shit!
I think the whole prep.
Oh, it's a different kind of intensity though.
And it's much deeper. You have like sessions where we talk about our experience and feelings, and then you've got people that if you've got something, you can go sit with them and talk. And it's a whole, you know, DMT is not really deep like that. It's not like wringing out your emotions, just it's like, woo!
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel
Wow,
like
there's more to the world than I realised. And
ayahuasca
that's
is like a
about it, really,
voyage.
you know?
Ayahuasca is like a voyage, isn't it? And DMT is like a blast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, and I'm not
Exactly
really.
that.
I've always felt like I don't want to do that blast again. But the voyage, I'm up for that. I would have.
I think it's deeper. I think you learn more about yourself, and it'll be a more deeply spiritual experience than just like a wow.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know?
I think
done with the
I
blast
need
offs.
to work out how I'm going to do this prep for that, though, man. The prep sounded like proper. You
have to lock you in.
I need to prep for the prep.
That's the prep that they traditionally recommend. Whether everyone does all that and everything, I don't know, because who was it? You ever heard of Terence McKenna?
Yeah.
No.
Terence McKenna is like the psychedelic
Godfather.
intellectual guy.
Okay.
He passed on now, but his brother's still alive, Dennis McKenna. I met him at Soltara in Costa Rica, where we did the ayahuasca. He was running a camp the week before me, so we kind of crossed paths, and I had a chat with him. And he was smoking weed when he got there, and he was smoking weed when he left, and he was just smoking weed. Yeah? Well, he must have done like thousands of ayahuasca ceremonies. So, I mean, he knows, probably he's like, I don't need to do the prep now, but I think it's good to do it if you're like doing it for the first times and everything. It's good to like, and in a way, you're like preparing yourself mentally as well, you know, for this experience.
Yeah.
And you're giving attention that you're going there. It's bringing your focus in.
I kind of want to take it seriously anyway. The first
if
time
you're going to do it, like,
yeah.
you're supposed to do it properly, like it's the first times, yeah. So it's just a bit of discipline, mate.
It's like I'm not going there to get high. I actually want to spiritually connect with these alternate universes.
Yeah, maybe we'll put a group together then. Yeah.
Let's do it.
look into
100%.
it.
I'm down. Are you bottling it now? We're talking about being serious.
No, I'm just thinking that should be probably what is this? It's a podcast expense paid trip, right?
I knew
Like,
that was
if we're gonna do
he wants
that.
a business expense on
about
this
right.
one.
Yeah, sounds like it's probably something like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got to go to Peru or Costa Rica and
Yeah,
do
they're
it
on my hit list.
in the jungle, in the proper place, in the proper, you know, do it in the correct environment.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
How it's meant to be done.
Yeah. All right. Then.
I'm ready now.
You're ready?
Kind of.
Go on, let's book the flight.
I would go into it. Yeah?
I'll go next week. I would.
We need a group of about 10 people.
I don't think that's going to be hard to film, to be honest, man. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. There's a lot of people from the industry there and everything. You know, like a couple of big names have spoken to me that they would be.
It'd be interesting to see what happens after that with everyone.
Yeah,
That would be, innit?
Yeah.
That'd be a nice little documentary.
Yeah,
A little interview with everyone afterwards. would be,
like a 6 month later, 3 month later sort of
just
thing.
afterwards when people have done the whole week.
Yeah.
And they're really open, you know, you're really open and your heart's open and all, you know, you just say how you feel. And
Yeah.
then, that would be great.
That'd be
to see the
such a-
change from the start to the end.
That would really be cool. That would be a good documentary.
You know,
it's
there's, like what we were saying, there's just so much ignorance around this as well. Like, it'd be amazing to sort of like share that with people and open their eyes to it. Like,
Well, they did a little bit in that documentary I did with Generation Iron.
yeah, it was a touch.
A little bit. They came over and they filmed a little bit of me going in and out and touched on it, but yeah, it wasn't the point of the film.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit in there. So it would be nice to make a.
What do you mean?
thing
They
about
touched
it.
on the ayahuasca stuff in the Iron film documentary. All right, okay, that's pretty cool.
Have you seen Generation Iron 2?
Generation Iron.
The original Mass Monster is.
Okay, I'll have a
film,
look at it. Yeah,
It's on some channels. I can't remember which one is on.
Yeah.
that's mine.
Yeah, it's, you know, a documentary about me, but they did send a film crew to Costa Rica and film a little bit.
Oh, really?
Well, nobody can film during the ceremonies because it's
Forbidden.
private,
as
yeah.
part of the-
Yeah,
It's a ritual,
Shitting
isn't it?
yourself
Yeah.
and vomiting on camera
I
would be a
mean,
bit
yeah,
terrible.
I definitely don't want that.
you wouldn't want anyone.
Nah, of
I
course,
wouldn't want
yeah.
anyone
Yeah,
involved.
yeah,
It's
no,
just, you know, respect, man. It's
personal.
close the doors and
Yeah.
It's very personal.
just yeah.
So was
Personal
it-
stuff going on in there?
When you done it, was you actually in like the village or was it just a setup? Was it a
No,
sort
it's a camp that's set out in the jungle,
Camp
and it's
purpose,
right by
yeah.
walk down right by the beach. So you've got a beach jungle there, and it's their own private place. and they
use for that?
build this big circular wooden house where you do the ceremonies, and then they got the accommodation and the kitchens. It's really nice, but you're in you're in the heart of the jungle. Like when you're doing the ayahuasca, and you can hear the birds and the monkeys outside and stuff.
That's real green sound. You know that.
Yeah.
Was it you call it green sound?
Oh, it's definitely an experience.
oh, the green sound.
green sound helps you
yeah.
get to sleep. You know, it's the calm,
they got
really calming
monkeys there,
frequency. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, could be on the list for you then, man.
Let's fucking do it.
We'll arrange it.
Let's fucking do it. I'm conscious of the time.
Yeah, man needs to eat. Oh, bro, it's 11 o'clock, man.
I don't even
2
know
hours
how
in.
that happened, but this has been a fucking amazing one, innit? I probably could have yapped on for about
Oh, we
another
got
hour or
all
two
night,
there,
mate.
innit?
I mean-
Could have just carried on smoking that, innit? But yeah, we will wrap up now.
Yes.
Now, 2 little things we do at the end of every podcast.
Go on, what are you going to
Dorian.
do, man?
First one, give us your sort of like, it can be a paragraph, a sentence. It's like your punchline, your catchphrase, your anything you want to say, you know, just to tell everyone.
Okay.
Can be like words of inspiration, anything you want.
Everything's mental. Finished. Period.
I like that.
Everything's mental. It's all in your mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
it's all in there. I like that.
Think
one.
into
That's it. Use your fucking brain, peeps. And then the last thing, Dorian, I get everyone to come on here. One thing I was doing a lot through like lockdowns was I was like taking the piss out of like the government and the police, and I was saying, "Hey, come on!" Like, you know, that was just became my catchphrase. So we ask everyone to say goodbye, saying that.
Goodbye. What am I
No,
going to
no,
say?
no. You gotta say, "Hey, come on,
Hey, come on.
come on,
Come
yes.
on.
Yeah, that's bad boy.
Well, go on, man.
Fucking amazing.
Easy now.
Easy now.
Cool.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
Yeah, we're done. Safe, man.
No GH for you for another 20 years.
No, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it right away. I'm joking. Right, wicked.
Just in case.
yeah, exactly.
Start now.
Talk of the spliff now.
Come on, man.
All right, now we're finished.
It's not optional.
Oh, let me. All right, come on.
It's
No,
kinda-
joking.
it's kinda like-
I'm joking. Like proper
No, I'm going
joking.
to be kind because I'm going to let you do this one as opposed to the jet fuel.
You kind of should.
mate.
This has been like a really good.
Brothers, do you want me to die tonight on the way home?
Man, listen,
Man, you'll be.
I'll think
trust
police
me,
are chasing. I'll think police are chasing me, and I'll pull into a house, and I'll drive through the front room, and then I'll be like, "All right, that's it. I've gone now."
all you got to do is this, mate.
Dorian Yates and Andreas killed me.
Just tell yourself, man will be Irish.
Everything Irish, Richard.
You know what?
So he's half Jamaican, half Indian. His dad, you know, Dorian, you might remember. Do you remember the song Shine, shine like a star.
Aswad. All right.
That's his dad. His dad.
Nah.
Yeah. His dad was
Dorian
an original
Yates.
Aswad
Dorian,
member.
can I just say
that
something
wasn't
quickly,
Aswad
yeah?
fan.
Sorry, Dorian.
Warrior
Can I just say
Charge.
something, yeah? All right, Warrior Charge. That's where my dad was on. That's my dad. That's my dad. All right, listen, see, he's the first person.
He knows
Dorian
your
Yates.
dad.
Dorian Yates. You're the first person that I've ever talked to that said my dad was in Aswad, because he goes on about the later stuff. Don't turn around and no, my dad wasn't. My dad left the group by then. My dad left the group by then. But Warrior Charge and Babylon. That's my dad. That's my dad. Yeah, that's my dad. That's my dad. That's my dad. Yeah, trust me, brother. Trust me. You got me.
We was
Trust
with
me.
him not that long ago. When was it? Like, in April.
My dad played rhythm guitar on that. That's one of the biggest tunes. But my dad played rhythm guitar. Trust me, my dad's a rasta. Trust me, that's mad. Lucky we kept the cameras rolling, isn't it? All right, now he's like, all right, bye everyone.
A good little way.
You can show him that, yeah.
That's mad. Literally, that's the tune. That's the one.
We quickly
Warrior's like,
play that tune.
Trust me,
What's the name of that
You're the
tune?
first person. Warrior Charge.
Warrior Charge.
You're the first person, that's
it out.
ever said that to me.
Go on, see if I didn't get that right.
Go on and see him if you did get that
But
right.
go on and tell you right now.
Go on, check it out.
Warrior Child.
So I got this the other day, yeah. So I was.
There's bears Warrior Child songs different. There's not
Warrior
Aswad.
Charge.
Warrior Charge. Oh, I read Charge.
I put it in my
Here we are, song Aswad.
Pistol. Dance, 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 dance.
Yes.
But in this sense, listen, it's not always. That's my dad there when they play the early stuff. That's my dad right there.
Oh, yeah, no, she's still playing music, yeah?
Nah, but obviously he got ill in it, so he had to fuck. He played music, but he's not the same guy, isn't it? Like,
What happened to him?
That's why he don't want to smoke weed.
Ill now, like so. Yeah, that's why I don't want to smoke weed now. My dad was on tour. My dad was doing bear stuff with them, and then everything just went a bit left. You know. But that whole album is cold. And he brought out some bangers as well. But
Yes.
I remember the movie Babylon.
yeah.
Babylon.
But that he was in that
About
as well.
sound system. Do you know about sound system?
Yeah, I used to, yeah.
The what?
Back in the day, sound system.
Yeah, sound system.
Oh, the big one. Yeah.
Big fucking speakers.
Yeah.
They used to have like war between
Yeah.
the sound system.
Clashes,
this
sound
system.
clashes.
Not in Hill Carnival.
Dorian, they're
man.
called, no, sound clashes they were called.
Oh,
They used to have
sound
them.
clashes,
Guy
Abashanti.
brought a fucking shotgun out and let it off, and
Yeah.
some serious.
What was you in that?
battle between the two crews, you know.
Dorian, was he in that then? Use it around them times. In them days, used to go them. You know-
Only white boy in there.
You know Shaka and Abashanti and all them people. Yeah. No, so my stepdad, my dad was that, but my stepdad used to do sound clashes as well. So, and he used to take me when I was 7 years old. I used to go to all these sound clashes
was at sound
back in the day. Yeah, when I was 7, bro. When I think about it now, that's fucking mental. I was in these sound clashes. No, I wasn't about for them.
They're basically illegal house parties that were called blues. Put the big fucking speakers in there, and they'd go for like 2 or 3 days, and the police wouldn't want to fucking fuck with the place, yeah, because it's full of rascals, and they don't want it to kick off.
Oh, that's mad.
Yeah, I'd go with that, mate.
Blues.
I'd be the only white kid in there.
Must be. Yes.
You've done a lot, innit? You've done a lot.
I lived some life.
Yeah, you've had a full one,
I'll
innit?
wait for
You've
that
had a
one.
full one.
This is about like.
Oh, jeez. All right, I'm gonna lock it off now, though. Yeah.
Thanks for this, mate. You got over this.
All right, you're gonna do the last thing. All right, let's go on and go do the thing.
I say hello to your old man from me.
I will, man. I definitely will. I'll send him this message. Yo, that's interesting, man.
Yeah, the lead singer's Brinsley.
Brinsley Forge, yeah. My dad doesn't.
He took on double deckers.
He was a double. What's that?
There's a kids program called Double Deckers.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, right. That's mad. Yeah.
Check out the tune, mate. That's his old man. And I told him I knew the tune.
Yeah.
Pass that
You're the
down
first
to-
person
pass that down to
in my
Donny,
whole
man.
in my whole life that's ever said that. Like everyone go, oh yeah, don't turn it. This guy, he won't listen to me. I told him my dad went in the group at them times.
But he was in Aswad.
Yeah, but before
Why
that,
you don't need to block his supply, my G. Let him shine. Shine.
Do you know,
Shine like a star.
that's like 15 years before that though. Brother, you know my dad really.
Donny, you have to.
Bruv,
You can't sit next to Dorian Yates, him pass you a spliff and you not take the damn thing. Come on,
You know.
just take one pour, my G.
Why am I getting peer pressured on flipping podcasts and that? Oh, Lord,
Why that's not the damn thing?
Rasta.
Suck it in.
Breathe in.
Yeah, big man things. Come on, Donny.
yeah, watch me die to that. Watch me die on the way home.
Listen, bro.
Right, I'm cool. Alright, we're cool.
You can learn something, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Thoughts are powerful. Words are powerful. More powerful. Don't show nothing negative, man. Don't talk about
It's
yourself.
all
You're gonna
mental.
get sick. Don't talk about yourself. Something bad's gonna happen.
No, I don't think like that.
You're gonna be
It's not
fine.
like that, yeah.
You're gonna be fine.
I'm gonna be fine. Am I breathing right? I'm telling you, mate.
I need to piss so bad.
Alright, we're done, guys. We're done.